Welcome to this 2025 draft edition of the Sabre Report podcast. Coming at you live for the first time. Live, all of us together, as a matter of fact. Christian, I can't help but notice you're not holding a microphone.
No, yeah, we had a little technical difficulty with the. I thought I had a cord here, but it's not.
It's not here.
It's not here.
Not here. Just like if anybody's been listening to us for a while, this was a whole thing way back in the day. You guys had to share a microphone for a couple episodes.
We did when we recorded in your guys' basement.
That's right.
We had to flip back and forth between two people with a microphone.
That is correct. But here we are, and the Sabres just selected defenseman Radim, Mrtka. And Seattle Thunderbirds of the WHL.
Boy.
Right-handed defenseman, 6'5". Actually checked. The TSN website had him at 6'5" and 3/4. So he's basically 6'6". And 6'6", it's basically 6'7", so he's essentially Tage Thompson height.
It seems like they're going with an angle with the last couple of moves they made, With Kesselring, big, 6'3" defenseman.
Well, I think was he 6'3"?
Either way, I think he's tall. I
don't look at heights like you. That's not the first thing.
Okay.
How big is this guy?
Yeah, I don't want Marco Rossi because he's 5'10".
Well, we were talking because obviously Hakens has been just such a Hakens has been a guy that you knew was falling. He actually fell a lot less than I thought he would. I figured the way people were talking, I thought he would fall straight out of the top 10 and into the teens. And he goes 7 to Boston, which is I'm very surprised nobody kind of saw that coming, weirdly enough. We were all like, oh, Higgins is going to fall out of the draft. I think everybody just forgot that Boston was really bad this year. And they're like, well, why wouldn't they just take the guy?
Why not just take the
projected
center?
To go top 3?
Yeah, that's
already
down the road.
That's literally right there.
Right, yeah. Kesselring 6'4". JP
6'4".
just informed me he's 6'4". But no trades, nothing to speak of yet. This supposedly super active draft has been pretty boring as of recent. And am I surprised? No, not at all.
Yeah, I guess another year goes by where the Sabres talk about that their pick is, that it's out there. They've been having conversations, and they still make the pick. So it is what it is. It's not a surprise. I don't think it's too much of a surprise. The guy they took, too, like we said, another right-handed defenseman, a big guy, physical. It's just... It fits the profile I think they're looking for now, but it is contrary to almost all of their previous picks. I mean, Consta, Benson, before that, Savoy. It was all these smaller guys who got passed on, who were probably the best value. But now I think they're not picking more for need. They're looking at a different archetype. I thought about this today with getting a bigger defenseman, trading for a bigger defenseman. I wonder if that's the Yarmo effect too. Not drafting and taking all these smaller guys, having a little bit of a bigger roster, more physical. But
I don't know. I feel like Yarmo, especially he's very much described as an analytical guy. I guess I would have to look at Columbus's draft picks. I'm just trying to think of a few of them off the top of my head. But no, I feel like when Jerry Fortin was I think he was specifically asked by someone about, was it defenseman in the draft? And he went on that tangent about Mrtka, because you already have quotes circulating because he talked about him at that last press conference. And was it Aitchison maybe he grouped with him? Was that the two defensemen he talked about?
I think so. I mean, those are the top two in this draft, so
in that range, yeah.
Yeah.
So Fortin definitely spoke very highly of him, so this isn't much of a surprise. And this is, given the Sabres' current depth at right-hand defense, which is, there basically is no defense, no depth at the right hand.
No.
On the prospect system. at least, you could definitely see that this was maybe an option they were willing to go. And I'm sure that in the whenever Adams and Fortin speak tonight post draft, they're going to tell you that this was the best player available.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that.
They're going to say that this was one. What did they say? There would be a drop off for them after 6 players that
They
had
thought
mocked?
Fortin said there was somebody was asked them how this is. This basically is a 2-player draft, which it is. It's Schaefer and it's Misa, and there's a big drop off, which we saw. Frundell going 3rd. We've known about that. We've known that he was moving up, but the 3 through 10 draft order was changing every day. Fortin was saying how it was a 5 to 6 player draft, and obviously the Sabres picked 9th. So, they might try to say that Mrtka was the 9th, was one of the 5 or 6 players. I don't believe that, and I'm not even saying that that's bad. I think it's notable because I think it's the first time they've selected the player who was not the best player on their draft board. I think this is the first time they went based off of need and took a player. They just took the next best defensive prospect in their mind.
With that being said, what do you think about the pick?
It doesn't matter who they would have drafted. I probably would say that I liked it because this range is so even. I don't think there's a bad, funny enough, Mrtka, he doesn't excite me a ton in terms of, what he did. Mrtka is definitely the type of pick where it's what can he do in the future? What is he going to turn into? Because you see the frame, 6'5". I don't know, what does he weigh right now? What's he? Probably like $190 or so.
2 bills.
2 bills.
Hey, I'm pretty sure Elite Prospects said he was 6'6", 197 right now. But I'm sure he's going to fill out more. And I mean, Kevin in their brief little freaking, what are they calling the draft room where they're bringing the prospects in to talk to the GMs, he said how he's a 2-way player and that they liked how he developed. And he's going to be a guy. It's going to take some time. He's tall, lengthy, very much of a raw prospect. But I mean, if he turns out, we see how much of a rare commodity that right-handed defensemen really are in this league. I mean, that's why we had to trade for one.
I'm sorry. Can I interject with this tweet that Frank Seravalli just put out?
Oh, jeez.
Ducks are bringing newly selected Roger McQueen to Disneyland tonight in a helicopter.
That's crazy.
No, and this is how he says it. Right now, Roger McQueen can meet Lightning McQueen at Carsland. Oh.
What?
Penguins go. I think Friedman's ahead of the stream here. Benjamin Kindle.
Kindle.
I think we might have our first reach of the draft.
I was going to say, I don't think he was mocked in at least the top 15.
They have the next 2 picks here, though, don't they?
I guess. I mean, if do you think they're drafting by need here with that?
I feel like one of these picks. I feel like if you have 2 back-to-back picks,
it doesn't.
You're not taking the 2 best players.
No.
I don't know. I don't know much about him, to be honest.
But I mean, for me at least, I'm not opposed to that pick at all, the Mrtka pick, because like you said, I mean, the last few drafts they've drafted basically forwards and centers in the first rounds, and with it being as flat of a plateau as it is between all these picks, sure, why not go by need? Why not just take the risk?
I just think it's interesting because we have. I mean, what is this Adams' 6th draft already? 2020 was the first.
Was the first
6
one.
years.
Yeah.
6th draft, which that's crazy.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't have gotten to 6 drafts.
No, definitely not.
But 6 drafts in, I think, as much as he has not turned into the best player, I think that they thought that Jack Quinn was the best pick at the time. Owen Power, obviously. Isaac Roseanne, I feel like that was the same thing. They probably had him just that high on their draft board. 22, I mean, Savoy obviously was the best player at that point. Osland, we know Osland and Kulik were back-to-back on their draft list. So those were 2 picks that was the best player on their board. 2023, Zach Benson, obviously the best player. And then last year, Consta Helenius, like same thing. I believe that because like all of those picks, aside from Owen Power, all forwards.
Yep.
And they have been. You could probably get away with stopping the influx of forward draft picks. They probably could have stopped after that 20 when you picked 3 centers in a row in 2022. You were probably set. So
Yeah.
obviously Benson was a slam dunk, but like Consta Helenius, for example, that was a pick they didn't have to make based on the fact he was a center. Like you could have gone defenseman there, and everybody would have been, I think, pretty okay with it. But I think he was the best player on their list, and I think Mrtka was not the best player on their list at that point, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Like I said, they're probably going to tell you that he was. So don't hate it. Like I see the potential. It's nice to have a first round defenseman in the system for the first time since Owen Power. Who was the last defenseman taken before Power? Like in the first round. That wasn't Rasmus Dahlin. Like that wasn't first overall.
Ryan Johnson was.
Oh, that's right. He was technically a first.
He was technically.
And
I
guess Matthias Samuelsson because he was the same pick.
But he was technically around.
Seattle
later.
wasn't in the league yet.
Right.
Seattle wasn't in the league. So I guess that makes sense.
Other than that, it's been pretty boring tonight.
I have to say, I know the insiders. I like to think they're doing a lot of work, but they're pretty crappy at their jobs because the way that this first round was supposed to be insane in terms of move ups.
I feel like we say that every single year.
I know, but I know. I mean, you had as recently as today, San Jose was shopping second overall. Chicago had been having supposedly they've been having conversations about Mrtka for third overall. Utah at fourth overall, and we're reportedly trying to move it. Pittsburgh, obviously. The Islanders were supposed to... I feel like the whole reason they traded Dobson was because they saw him as a means to get James Higgins. And now they have both. And Noah Dobson signed for like a really good contract in Montreal.
I know. I can't imagine the Islanders making both these picks. Like it's just... I don't know. It's a surprise. And I mean, I think one of the insiders said, "Oh yeah, there's going to be as much as 2 or 3 top 10 picks moved." And it's
did we miss one? No. Sorry, some breaking news here. We do have a trade.
As
picks only, not involving the Sabres. Gary Bettman, as we're watching, is announcing it right now. Pittsburgh is moving down from 12. The Philadelphia Flyers are moving up. They traded their 22nd and 31st overall picks for number 12.
All right. Who are they looking at then? Eklund? Eklund's the top guy left on the board, I feel like.
Man, that being their only...
They already took a center. Do you think they take another...
That's a good question. I mean, Aitchison's still on the board, right?
Yeah.
So Aitchison's still on the board. I guess I haven't really looked at who's available. Eklund, like you said, Eklund's still up there. Very interesting. We'll see what Briere is cooking in a quick second.
I'm starting to be convinced, because they say this every year, that the NHL just feeds these insiders PR to get people to watch the draft and to convince them that
100%.
that there's going to be a bunch of movement. It's going to be the craziest draft night ever, and then like absolutely nothing happens. Like that's what I'm starting to feel like about these, because nothing happens, and even this, it's just a draft pick trade. Like it's not draft pick trades aren't too crazy in the NHL. It's different in the NFL, but get some players moving. Like where the hell is the Bo Byram trade? Like I can't believe he has not been moved yet.
With that being said, I was curious to know, where do you think the Sabres go from here? Because I do
that
believe,
is really the conversation.
do you
Is
think
after the day that the Sabres have had, or I guess haven't had.
Do you think Bo Byram gets moved at some point?
I think it's 50-50, which I know is a cop-out answer, but if you would have asked me at 9 a.m. this morning, I would have said like it's 95% that he goes, and now it's 50-50. So,
I mean, here's the thing with him. If you can't net like a top 6 forward in some sort of trade package for him, I wouldn't hate him playing next to Dahlin next year, and I know that he basically needs to be carried by him in all the other metrics other than scoring and some offense. But if you can't land like a good defenseman in free agency, what are you gonna do? Who is Kesselring gonna play first pair of minutes?
Well, it just feels like a repeat of any other year. Like,
Right, yeah.
at the very least, we talked about it on our last episode, how like we at the very least thought that this was going to be like Adams' 2019 Botterill offseason, where he goes and attacks the defense. Botterill went out and traded for Colin Miller, and he traded for Henry Okiharu, and the 2019 Sabres defense group doesn't look too bad if you go back and look at it. And I feel like that was the goal of this offseason, where you traded Byram, who is a good player and can work on a team. I think can work on a contending team, but it can't be the Sabres because it's not a good environment for him. I've always said that Bowen Byram is like the Matt Dumba of this decade, and the Minnesota Wild won a lot of games with Matt Dumba back in the day before trading him. The problem with Byram is, like Christian was saying, and like everybody sees, he only works well with Rasmus Dahlin, and he doesn't work with Owen Power. And even when he was thrown on the third, like this is what I liked so much. It was one of the few things that I liked that they did down the stretch is they split up the big three. Dahlin was on his own pair, Power was on his own pair, and Bowen Byram was on the third pair with Connor Clifton getting sheltered minutes, less and less ice time, and it still was not a role that he could carry. He is 100% a complementary piece, and he just couldn't thrive there. Like the Sabres have one option with Bowen Byram. He has to play with Rasmus Dahlin. And, and that can work. It never stopped working, really. It was just Owen Power was always playing with Henry Okiharu or Connor Clifton. And it's like, every once in a while you wanted to shake things up. I think Michael Kesselring is here for Owen Power. Like, he's here to play with him. What if it doesn't work? Like, what if they just don't gel well? Then your first thought is, well, because here's the thing. Michael Kesselring is not leaving the top four this season. It's not happening. They traded J.J. Mrtka for him. So it's either he figures it out with Power or he figures it out with Dahlin. But if Bowen Byram's still on this team and you have to throw him back with Owen Power, then it's just like, I don't know. It just kind of seems like a sunk cost. What's so funny?
Show the camera that picture.
Oh my God! I'll pull it up on stream.
He looks so.
Who tweeted that?
What we're looking at.
Oh, Stephen Ellis tweeted that. All right, that should be easy to find.
A picture of Radim Mrtka.
Oh God!
Sitting in the.
I'm just gonna display this the whole stream. This is amazing.
Sitting in the crowd, just contemplating who he just got drafted by. Oh my goodness! It never it's so fun. It's like a walking circus. It feels like it just never ends.
All right, folks, give me 1 sec. I'm about to pull this up.
It's funny because it's like. It's like the NHL media and everyone else, all the other fan bases don't have enough ammo against us. Just the jokes just write themselves, guys. Whenever Jonah gets this pulled up, we'll.
Sorry.
It's all right. It's new technology. We're still learning how to use all this.
There we go.
There it is.
Oh my God.
Goodness gracious.
Poor guy. I'd have the same look on my face too. I mean, I tweeted out earlier, just what an all-time 4-day PR run by Kevin Adams. Like, you thought it couldn't get any worse, just in terms of PR. I'm not even talking about actual moves. I'm not talking about the Mrtka trade. I'm not talking about any of that. I see you're reading the live chat over there. Is there anything anybody wants us to respond to?
Yeah, it's just Jesse and the other guy's name is Lukomsky Brandon. Do you know him?
I do.
Okay. Well, they want us to
Hey, guys.
acknowledge them. Hey, how you doing?
How you guys doing?
Good to see you.
What's up?
How you doing?
If anybody has any questions, we do have the live chat pulled up,
We
so
do.
we will answer
So
them.
I
I guess I should check YouTube too, because we are streaming live on there.
Yeah. Here, you want me to pull up YouTube and?
Why don't one of each of you pull it up?
Here, I already got the Twitter. So.
I'll pull up YouTube. I'm not done with the Bone Byram conversation though. Like, I get I've heard pushback before. I mean, our own father pushes back at the thought of getting rid of Byram because he is so good with Darlene. And the argument is, if he's so good with Darlene, then you have your top pair. Like, what's the issue? It just there's no roster flexibility with him there, and organizations want that. And him only being able to play with Darlene. I mean, I think if I was 5 inches taller and a little faster, I could play with Darlene and look like a half confident player. Anybody could look half.
Okay.
Anybody could.
Since
No. This is true. This is true. If anyone comes to our beer league games, I call this. JP wears number 2 for if anyone's wondering. I call him Tim Horton because this guy's all over.
no, we just call him Kel.
Or
We call him Kel. We call him Kel.
I like to call him Timmy sometimes because he's just.
He's
Man,
steady.
He is steady.
He's steady.
There's a solid presence on the back end there.
The point is that Matthias Samuelsson looked like he was going to be a lockdown defenseman for years to come because he was playing with Darlene, and then he gets taken off of him, and now he looks like barely a third pair defenseman in the league. Like, anybody can play with Darlene, so at least get someone that can play up and down the lineup, and Byram can't, and he doesn't even play special teams. Like, he might play a little PK, but I mean, he's not that good on it. He doesn't play power play because we have Darlene and power. I don't take him off. Like, I know some random executive talked to who was the insider? Was it Friedman that said, "Oh, the Sabres, their defense core right now. I mean, that's a strength of their team." Like,
We do have a comment on YouTube, Christian. It's actually about your jersey, so I feel like you should answer it. Well, somebody was asking is that a Depew High third jersey?
No, it is not. I'm not sure what you say. What do you say? Depew what?
I think he meant Depew. He just said Depew. Is that a Depew High third jersey? So high school.
It is not a Depew High third jersey. Shout out Depew. I mean, I went to Lancaster. Solid rivals there. I was keeping with the theme of the night. They had Adam Sandler on TV for the Happy Gilmore pick. This is a Bobby Boucher Waterboy jersey. I was going to put a Sabres jersey on, but I was just like,
They haven't earned it today.
No,
they haven't earned it.
I don't think they have.
So I get it. Yeah, if anybody, if you're listening in, if you're on YouTube, leave some comments. We're probably going to be talking until we run out of things to talk about. I mean, I originally planned to just talk until the end of the draft, but holy cow, this is moving at a snail's pace.
Oh my goodness. I can't wait till next year when they go back to the old format.
It's not even the form. I mean, it's the format in the sense, I just think the Zoom interactions after a player gets drafted are dumb. It just doesn't work.
No.
Like maybe for like Schaefer, like that made sense. But
yeah,
like I don't need like Detroit's on the clock. I don't need to hear from their prospect about how happy they are. Man, imagine they did it for tomorrow.
Oh my goodness. Maybe they're all week.
Every pick rounds 2 through 7.
No, absolutely not. I think this is moving at a snail's pace. We're gonna get through this. I think the best plan of action right now is just keep having these Labatt's until the beers start giving us some ideas.
You know what?
We're gonna get some ideas.
Let's raise our cans. Cheers to the first live draft outing. Cheers. We deserve this. The Sabres have put us through a hell of a week.
Listen, I know it's been a PR nightmare for Kevin Adams, but I try and block all that out because I've just had so much of it. It's like like I said, the jokes write themselves. Like I don't even care at this point. You know what? I'm fine with the Mrtka trade. I've made peace with it. I do think we could have gotten more value, but I do think it was a fine trade. It sucks you're losing one of your top 6 guys.
It's fine. Like I think every single person can agree that it's fine if they do blank. If like let's say they walk into free agency and they have a day one similar to last year, where it's you sign like okay, like they might have to address the fourth line again. Like they'll probably sign a fourth line player or two, maybe sign a bottom pair defenseman. Like they might do all these things, and then if we're sitting on July, 5th or whatever, like that's the break off day where I always say like it's the end of the first week of July, like that's your off season, and like the JJ Peterka trade is the big move of the off season.
It's not good.
It can't be.
No, it can't.
It can't. Like it can be the most. Like there's a good chance it's going to be the most shocking, and like maybe I don't know. It can't be the big. It can't be the big addition move.
No,
like
it's not. It's not an addition.
Like
move.
if Peterka is,
you're not adding anything.
If Peterka is like the best player to move in or out of the Sabres, okay, but like you better nail the middle of the lineup additions you were planning on making. It can't be like the end all be all. Like our team, like we got the big right hand defenseman, we got a great middle six piece in Josh Doan. It can't be that.
You know what scared me even more is
I gotta take this picture down to Radim. It's depressing me.
Yeah, it's pretty depressing.
It's funny, but it's.
Someone said he just hates the media. There was a picture of that came out of the combine too. So, what made me even more worried was there's an extension today. It's for Jack Quinn.
we haven't even addressed.
We haven't even talked about that.
That's
Jack Quinn got extended 2 years, $3.375 million. Probably right around what he was actually projected. But that worried me because my thought process was if they were going to trade Peterka, they were probably going to see if they could get, what value they could get back with the forwards. They got like a third or fourth liner in Josh Doan. And then after that, the rumors from the insiders came out that, now that the Sabres got their right-handed defenseman, they can maybe trade Byram for a forward. And that more teams would be interested because they didn't have a right-handed defenseman with what we were looking before. Well, maybe we looked at that market, didn't like it. So then we were like, we have like no other choice but to sign Jack Quinn. And Jack Quinn, he can be just fine. He could replace Peterka. He could be in that second line. And it worried me because Jack Quinn should not be the shoe-in top six guy. They got to make another move. And I know this sounds dumb, but it reminds me of the Bryson extension because it just seemed like a preemptive move that you didn't have to make right now. That you could wait until the weekend is over, see if another trade comes in front of us. If the Byram for Kyrou trade like actually happens, and we don't need Quinn as much. We could give him a 1-year deal, or maybe we can just trade his rights. It reminded me of that. The timing of that signing it raised my alarm bells. I don't get why it had to happen 2 hours before the draft. They could have waited for another 48 hours when the draft is over. They know they're not going to get a big trade, and instead they make it now. And right now, Jack Quinn is probably slotted in to be our second line right winger.
Well, and also, this goes back to what we were talking about on the Peterka live stream, how the Peterka trade doesn't tell you anything about what they want to do or what they want to be in October.
Right.
Like the trade itself, you could go either way. You could go, they think they're getting better, or you could think, hey, they're recouping assets and are planning, I don't want to call it a rebuild or retool, but they're just planning not to go for the playoffs full throttle.
Which doesn't make sense to me because I know it's year 6 and everyone's like Adams' job is secure. I guarantee you in that room, the goal is to make the playoffs next year.
Well, I think it's to compete for the playoffs.
No,
because it just
it's
is.
Gotta be
it's like
playoffs.
They haven't. I think they just refuse to go full throttle until they do it. They have to get lucky one of these years. It's always been the case. But my overarching point is that with the Peterka trade, you didn't get a read on what they're trying to be next year in terms of ceiling, in terms of what they like. I think, like you said, yes, they want to make the playoffs. If you ask Kevin Adams, if you ask, Even if you ask Terry Pagula, like he'll probably tell you, like, yes, we want to make the playoffs, but they're still trying to be the 8th seed. And even 8th seed teams are trying hard. The Montreal Canadiens are trying harder than them right now. And the Jack Quinn signing is just more of that. It's like I don't understand what they're trying to be here. Like, are you trying, like, if this was, because I floated this idea because I still fully believe that Jarmo Kekalainen, he's the guy next year. Adams is just, I think he's just going to be done this year. I think there's no reason Jarmo Kekalainen would have taken this job, this team where they're at, the situation, after interviewing for GM jobs and probably being a finalist, if he was not basically given the idea that he was the next GM if things went well. So, like, I think he is going to be the next GM, whether Adams is fired or promoted. So I was okay with maybe kicking this can down the road, maybe not going for it all this year, but this year would be about recouping assets so that when Jarmo took over, he had the pieces he needed to go all in. And if that was the plan for this team, like if they were fine kicking the can down the road and they were fine basically throwing their hands up and just saying, hey, we'll see what happens this year, that was fine. Because this could be another 21-22 season where, you know, that season you threw the chips in, or you threw it in, you didn't know what was going to happen. And what stemmed out of that season, Tage Thompson became a center out of nowhere. Jeff Skinner revived his career. And that could have been like the goal for this year if they wanted. You could have seen what Josh Norris was. You could have let Jack Quinn see if he could revive his career. You could have done all these things while trading the pieces of the team that maybe wanted out. You could have traded Mrtka, gotten a lot of young assets back. Same with Bowen Byram even. But, you know, where we are right now, I don't think that's what they want to do. And I'm not even saying that. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, I don't know what their plan is here.
We don't know
what do they want to be. It feels like they're trying to have their cake and eat it too. That, like, they're trying to have their foot in both worlds. Like, they either want to make the playoffs or, hey, there's this kid Gavin McKenna coming next year.
I don't think they're going to be that bad regardless, to be honest with you. I don't think they'll be in the range to get there.
How much longer? Okay, how much longer until Chicago or the Blackhawks take a step?
And probably as soon as this year.
I mean, Chicago missed out on Marner, or they're not going to get Marner, it sounds like, even though they were the betting favorite at one point, but they spent big last year and it didn't work out. But, you know, guys like Frank Nazar took steps. You know, is this the year Connor Bedard takes a step? You know, Mike Greer might spend big in free agency. Macklin Celebrini and Will Smith in year 2 might be even more disgusting than last year. Like, those two teams have dominated the basement. Like, there's no getting past them. You know, now it's probably going to be Pittsburgh.
It should be.
Especially if Sidney Crosby gets traded tonight.
Dude, if Sidney Crosby gets traded while we're live.
That's insane.
That would be crazy.
That'd be insane. But, JP just shot it down from Rob Rossi. Pat Brisson, agent for Sidney Crosby, told me just now in text message that speculation about Crosby leaving Pittsburgh are baseless rumors.
All right, well, he's sticking around.
Well, that's
Kevin
no fun.
Weeks.
This draft sucks.
Kevin
this
Weeks
is no fun.
Continues to just post nonsense 24/7.
Maybe he was just congratulating the Avalanche on absolutely fleecing the hell out of the Columbus Blue Jackets.
Yeah, really, they got out of Miles Wood.
I can't believe that guy signed for like another 5 years.
I don't know what
And
Columbus is
he's a
doing
fourth
either.
line forward.
Columbus is picking right now, too.
They missed out on Noah Dobson and just fully crashed out. They lost their minds. So funny.
I'm at a point too where I'm just wondering what's going to happen. And it sucks because I feel like we go through this every year. They're never proactive about this stuff. It's always like,
they are allergic to proactive.
You feel like you have to have everyone in our comment section or everyone on Twitter or everyone on social media just begging the hell out of the Sabres social media admin to tell Kevin Adams to trade for someone. And it's like you get one desperation trade every year, or one like, here you go, have this one.
Or, you know, it was funny. in the press conference, he referenced the fact that like Sabres PR throws stuff on his desk every day, and then he went on to reference the Samuelson buyout stuff and the Mrtka trade rumors. It makes you wonder what else he sees. I don't know. It just makes you wonder what other funny stuff online he sees, and does he ever go like, that's a good idea. Maybe I should do that. Like when Friedman was talking about in the fall how, we got a picture of Radim smiling?
Yeah, he's smiling.
We need to pull that up.
Don't worry,
who
guys.
Who tweeted that?
The Charging Buffalo.
Oh, there we go. All right. Let me pull it up.
That's better.
Give me a sec.
And a lot of us were saying, when the Mrtka trade happened, that we have to wait for the Byram trade to really give it a good grade, and it hasn't happened yet because we want to look at the return of the Byram trade and the Mrtka trade together, and as the minutes go on, the Byram trade is looking less and less likely. So we're just gonna have to grade the Mrtka trade as is. So we'll see how it turns out.
There we go. There's a smile on
He's
the
happy.
kid. There he is. Good for him. Good for him.
He lost his only Czechia teammate. He just got traded. Oh no, Mrtka's German.
I was gonna
Take
say,
the
did
mic.
Yuri Kulik just
Close
get?
enough.
Did Yuri Kulik just get dealt, and I was not privy to that?
In our Twitter.
By the way, it's sorry to cut you off, but it's 9:00 and we're 14 picks. We're not even halfway through the
We're not
draft.
even
It's been
halfway
2
done.
hours.
Yeah, it's going to be 11 o'clock before this is wrapped up. Hopefully it gets more interesting, but who knows? I mean, hey, Sam Reinhart got dealt at what, midnight on draft night?
Yeah, I think Friedman was doing a spot on ESPN, and I think he announced, he was like, "Oh, by the way, I just got a text like Reinhart to the Panthers is heating up." So crazy stuff happens.
There was a comment we got from Never Safe Sabres. He said the problem has been the lack of transparency with this team. We don't have a plan from Adams, and with the quote internal cap, we don't trust that they will go quote big fish hunting.
Well, that's what
I think it's all true.
I mean, I saw WGR put out a clip from Shubin Bulldogs airtime. How I forget which one of them were talking about it, but how it's the same thing. How it's talking about like Adams being, Adams saying there's so much misinformation out there, and then proceeding to do the thing that the misinformation was supposedly about in less than 48 hours later is just, it's the pinnacle of that. Even just to say we're exploring all our options. He dodged the question about Mrtka, which is more telling than any answer. He could have said, yeah, we're trying to trade him. And I think that would have been less telling than not answering the question about Mrtka.
Yeah, he showed his hand immediately.
Like, it's, especially Adams of all people, who usually is, I don't know if transparent's the word, but he's usually never been one to like dodge a subject.
Right.
And now it's just, I don't know. It feels like he's regressed as a GM, if that's possible.
From 2023 to now, yes.
It feels
A
like
lot.
Leverage plays a big hand in it, but it's they suck with leverage. You know, I mean, right now, where does this front office rank in the NHL? Is there a worse one than 32nd overall? I'm trying to think of a team that has done dumber things. Because I think the Sabres are a lot of it. It's about circumstance. The years preceding Adams led to this. But we're 6 years in now, and he's regressed. He's gotten them in a worse place. He's traded 2 parts of a line that was supposed to be their future. I'm trying to think of a front office that has done dumber things. Is it our expansion brothers? Is it the Vancouver Canucks trading for Evander Kane straight up recently
After getting rid of their other head case?
Yeah, I feel like the only thing that Vancouver could do that is stupider than this was probably trading Pettersson midseason.
Right. I was also going to say maybe Anaheim, just with the fact that they keep taking on these boat anchor contracts from the Rangers.
They keep helping out the Rangers, yeah. But I don't know. They like the Cutter Gauthier trade was good. Like that's something that's really positively impacted them. I don't know. I think before Briere got there, I think maybe Philly.
How about the Yzer plan? They've been absolute mid for years.
I don't
mean,
like. I don't think they're good. Like, it would be so nice as a Sabres fan to like make fun of a division rival and make fun of somebody like Steve Yzerman, who has just had the best PR and like has had so many people pumping his tires from the beginning. But you can't, because anything he's put together is infinitely better than what the Sabres have done. You know, it's
Is
just
it really, though?
as Christian arrives with
They-
the second
they've-
round of Bud Lights.
they haven't got any further than us, and they've made worse signings. Like
Well, I don't disagree, but do you think it's worse? Do you think if Steve Yzerman was the GM of the Sabres, would he be doing a worse job than Kevin Adams? The answer is no. The answer is straight up no.
I'm not. I'm saying you can't sit here and tell me that the Red Wings have made better decisions than the Sabres. They've been in the same spot. I'm not saying that they're worse than
The
us.
Alex DeBrincat trade? Has Kevin Adams done a trade like
and then
that?
he lost him the next year.
No. What?
And then the Red Wings. Oh, I guess no, they did sign.
You're thinking of Ottawa. You're
Yeah, I'm
thinking
thinking of Ottawa.
Yeah.
But still, they've done.
Ottawa
nothing.
would have
I
been up
just-
there when Pierre Dorian was GM. He was. I think Pierre Dorian's like one of the few guys that if he were GM, he's like, if he were in Kevin Adams' spot, he'd be doing just as bad as of a job.
I don't know. I'm trying to deflect. It's just we are at the very bottom. Everybody knows that. So
I don't know. Any more live chat comments?
Yeah, we do. We have one. This one is from, I'm sorry if I'm butchering this, Cherivza28. Do you think there is any package that the Sabres will be willing to put together to bring in Pettersson and Demko from Vancouver? I know that Vancouver is reportedly interested in Bowen Byram. I think, honestly, my opinion, I think that dream is kind of dead at this point.
I mean, I think there's one that exists. Like, I think Luukkonen and Demko cancel out, I guess. If anything, I feel like Luukkonen, given he doesn't have injury issues, probably has more value.
Right.
It just becomes then, what do you do for Pettersson?
I mean, I think the case you'd make is you bring Bowen Byram in for the quote Quinn Hughes replacement.
Plan B.
Yes, for the plan B. But you're gonna have to add. You're 100%.
Oh, 100%. I think Josh Norris is like an immediate addition. But I feel like even
But
that,
I would do that
well,
immediately.
I would do that. I think I would 100% do that. I think it just becomes what do you add on top of that that gets them intrigued. Like maybe JJ Peterka, but can't do that anymore.
Why? What happened?
Maybe Alex Tuck.
I mean, he's 1 year left on his deal. You think it would have to be extension in place?
Well, I think you do it if he doesn't extend.
Okay.
Like if he tells you, like, I want to see how the year plays out. Like if Alex Tuck says to you, I want to see how the year plays out, and then you go to like Puckpedia and look at your depth chart, you're going, yeah, we're probably not going to be able to keep him.
Do you think this is the year the Sabres finally get Patrick Kane? Oh, man. That would be...
I feel like he just stays in Detroit.
Yeah, me too. I don't think he's coming. I feel like
This would
like
be
we
the year.
said,
this would be the
that's
year
what
they
I've been
do it,
saying.
right?
That's what I've been saying.
They
This
need a left
would
wing.
be
They
the
need
year.
a left winger
They need a
now.
left
Improves the power play, veteran presence.
This is exactly
Signs
the year.
for relatively cheap, or like they just gave him like the Zucker contract. This would be the year.
Exactly the year.
This-
It'd be the exact year. Like 2 years ago when he signed elsewhere, when we kind of wanted him, we're all like, oh, this is done. Like he's cooked. He had surgery on his hips. He's shot. And he had a relatively good season.
He had a good season. But then this year he was.
This would be the year. It
This-
was just completely
this
off a cliff.
this past year was what many people like thought he would look like when he came back. Now he still produced, and I mean he had didn't he have a 5-point outing versus the Sabres that one game?
Yeah.
That was ridiculous. Just salt in the wound. But yeah, like Kane, his subpar metrics returned. I mean, he can still be a contributor on the power play. I just think if the Sabres signed him, he's not a middle six forward.
They would play him there.
Like
They'd play him there.
at this point in his career, he should be much like how Thomas Vanek was when Vanek was just hopping team to team. Can't play defense. He's there to score, and he's there as a power play specialist. And I feel like if the Sabres sign Kane, it's a top 6 edition. It's a
It is
playmaker. Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
It is a top 6.
I mean, it probably is because he's not the second best left winger on the team. He's probably not. He's.
I bet you he goes.
Do you take
up to,
Beck Mallenstein over Patrick Kane?
No, God, no. I love Beck Mallenstein, but come on.
I don't know, man.
But here's the thing. This is how funny it would be. I bet you 100% he'd go immediately to the first line and he'd bump Zach Benson down to the second. Zach Benson would be playing the second line left wing. Patrick Kane would be your first line left winger if you brought him in.
He would be.
He would be.
He so would be.
But here's my thing. It's change. This organization is if it's 1 year.
See, like
if it's 1 year,
we were so desperate for that.
I'm desperate. I'm still desperate for that.
I'm talking about last season. I'm talking about we so badly wanted a trade, and we got one. And for the most part, I'm pretty disappointed with the Dylan Cousins trade and how it's shaped up. And it's like they can't do this to us. They can't. The Sabres should not be able to suck the soul out of us so bad that we just can't add any nuance to the conversation. Yes, we want a move, but we want a good move. We want a good move. Patrick Kane's not a good move. At best, it's like a situationally good move. It's a he does this well.
Yeah,
what is the last Kevin Adams move that was unequivocally good? That from the offset and what has happened since then, it was good. I'm not even talking about the Zucker thing, because even that was that's an overpayment. He's a bottom 6 forward.
It could be Ryan McLeod.
I guess it would be Ryan McLeod, but even that was yeah, I would say it's Ryan McLeod. But I obviously we know what the wider NHL media thought about that move. What's the last Kevin Adams move that was unequivocally good? This player was being brought in for the right role, and everybody loved it.
Other than Zucker, I have no idea.
Maybe Jordan Greenway.
Even that was a second. You gave up a second round pick for him.
Who else did they bring in? Did we like Connor Clifton or
even
Eric Johnson when they got him?
Riley Stillman? We were like, oh my God, Josh Bloom? No, not Josh Bloom.
You think Eric Johnson or Connor Clifton at the time?
Look, I liked Clifton at the time. I did. I'm not going to act like you can go back and look at the tweet I put on the Sabre Report count. It says I think it said I love that move by Adams. He may have knocked that one out of the park.
That was the Royal Report account. Actually.
That was the Royal Report. Yes, it was. That was a move that I thought was, but even then, it was still okay, he has to return to this. I don't know, man. Can you just do one thing where it's fuck yes, yes, that's a great move. Let's go. Let's go from there.
That's what I was saying at the end of our live the other day. When was the last time we made a statement move? We need to make a statement move.
It doesn't have to be a statement. Because a statement's fuck you, NHL. We're going to go and get Jordan Kyrou. Or we're going to, or it's fuck you, let's give Mitch Marner $15 million.
It's just a move that everybody would be excited about. And we haven't had one of those. I don't know. They need to do something. You would think that a team that is about to have, this would be the 15th year of the drought now. If we miss the playoffs again, you'd think a team would be a little more desperate and make some more desperate moves and make some aggressive moves. Instead, I mean, the JJ Mrtka trade was not an aggressive move. It was the opposite. Okay, let's make our defense better and get rid of offense. They need to make a big move, ideally to the top 6. There's guys out there. It doesn't just have to be Marner. It could be, they're just replaying the Canadiens trade. I thought there was an actual trade. I was like,
it is so nice.
Allers,
they get their 91-point season miracle playoff run, and their GM's let's get better.
I know. Immediately, I was like, I'm glad there's other teams in our division who are supposed to be behind us that are currently making moves to get better and to, lap us even more.
Someone said in the YouTube chat, JP looks like every Sabres fan. I don't know what that means, but
Probably depressed.
Just
I've
I was
been
gonna say
looking
just
depressed.
sad.
Depressed, sad, all that good stuff.
It was who was it? I think it was our good friend JD Buffalo, good fan of the show. I think he replied to the live show on Twitter, and he was like, "JP looked dead inside when he read the Paterka return." Because for anybody that wasn't watching our live at that point, like we started shortly after Saravalli tweeted that out, and so Friedman hadn't tweeted out the return until the three of us were all live on stream, and JP was like, "Oh, Friedman just tweeted the return," and it just went silent for a good minute, and we all went through like our own stages of grief.
Mine was pretty quick. I tried to be Captain Optimist the whole time.
I was like, I don't even know. I think I just saw red.
Another thing is Will Eklund keeps falling. Victor.
Will Eklund has been drafted,
Whatever.
actually.
Victor.
What is it
Eklund.
about these Eklunds, man?
I don't know.
They fall into drafts.
Yeah. he's
Are we getting
falling.
into trade up territory?
God, don't even. Enough.
Is that the only thing that could be like? I'm not even saying trading up is a bad thing. I'm saying just PR. Like my tweet earlier was purely PR stuff. Is there a worse PR decision than trading back up in the draft right now?
Trading another top 6 forward.
We don't got many of those left. Honestly, we probably only have 2 as it stands right now.
Yeah, what? Alex Tuck and Tage Thompson?
Pretty much. Like, I love Zach Benson, but
Yeah,
you can't really
he's
say
not.
he is one yet.
It's funny because it's like you can't say they are, but Zach Benson and Yuri Kulik at the end of last year, they did kind of prove that they can make
Look, they're great.
They can make their way in the top
I
6.
think-
The problem is you can't just keep relying on them. You gotta at least bring in one established guy that Zach Benson, like a winger, that Zach Benson can look at and just be like, I gotta emulate my game after this guy.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I think that would probably be, aside from power play stuff, the one positive of Patrick Kane coming in would be like there is someone for Zach Benson. In the context, like I think I used this analogy before, how like when the Red Sox, for example, the Boston Red Sox, they
Not the other Red Sox.
I'm just saying for context. We had a comment the other day. Somebody was from Australia in our YouTube comment section. So
That's pretty cool.
I'm just doing it for context. The Red Sox, who are another poverty franchise, by the way, they have a young they had a young core. They have a young core, and it's been said multiple times. Like it's been said by one of their best players that when he was coming up through the league, he didn't have somebody to like reach over his shoulder and like guide him and pet him on the back, like tell him how to work through a slump. And the Red Sox finally got someone for that. And Alex Bregman, former Gold Glove winner, World Series champion. Like it's finally for the first time, it's someone that the young guys can go up to and just kind of ask about and work their way through a slump. And it's like, who has Zach Benson had for that?
Really, no. I mean, Tuck's probably the only guy, but I mean,
Tuck was 24 when he got traded here. 23? 24?
yeah, but Benson hasn't been here the whole time since Tuck's
Well,
been
I
here. But
guess that's true.
The true answer is Zucker since last year. I mean, maybe as not,
And that's a guy who was
not
playing
much-
on the fourth line in the NHL 2 years ago.
yeah, but not as much with Benson. But you hear Kulik and Zucker, praise each other all the time. So it's definitely helped Kulik. But you're right. Like there's not many of those vet presences. They were just talking. Oh, and Victor Eklund just
goes
got
to the
taken.
Islanders.
There is one of the Red Sox players was just interviewed today, and he was saying it's not even just talking about during games talking to guys. It's like just talking ball after the games or before the games, just talking about their approaches to the game, what they should be doing in the off season, what they should be doing in their off time, and a lot of our young guys just haven't had that. They've had to learn that on the fly. I mean. That was a conversation with Darlene. I mean, he really never had anybody. I mean, he's Zach Bogosian.
Yeah, Zach
but,
Bogosian,
I mean,
man.
Zach Bogosian was a shell of himself.
Marco Scandello.
And
Scandeezy.
Sure. But it's, I don't know. I just, you guys can't talk me into a Kane though. Like that's
No, I'm
not.
I'm
The
just
answer.
saying.
It's funny how I steer the conversation this way, though. That now we're talking about bringing in Patrick Kane.
Well, I think somebody asked about it.
No, someone was saying. I think someone was joking around in the chats. These names, man. I'm trying not to butcher them. Grimbeg Gusto. He was saying.
One more time.
Grimbeg Gusto. He said that Patrick Kane's finally coming home. 4-year deal. It's meant to be.
Oh God.
He's like, it's.
We were joking last episode, right? As soon as it gets to like 3 years, I think it becomes like a $6.5 million deal. Like that's what it's projected as.
How old's Patrick Kane now? 30?
36.
Really? I thought he was older than that.
What, he was 07 draft or
Yeah.
not 07? Or yeah, 07.
Yeah, 07.
07, so he was 18 at the time, so
Remember
36.
Remember the picture of him standing in the arena on the old flip phone with the backwards
and he had a
BA
slug.
hat
He had
and
a
the
slug on. Yeah, he had a slug on.
Yeah. That was
Dude,
that
if
was
he
during a
signs
playoff
here,
game.
you will see that picture everywhere.
Oh yeah.
It would be plastered everywhere.
I don't think he's going to. I think he chills in Detroit. I don't think he's coming back here.
Oh, I agree. Or like Toronto. He's never.
I would
never.
hate that. I would. I really.
Well,
hate
good.
that.
Then we could just hate him.
True.
It just makes it easier.
Yeah. God. Are they gonna do anything?
I don't know. We've gone for almost an hour already. It has flown by.
Yeah.
And we've talked about, I think, Radim Mrtka for like all of 5 minutes.
I mean, there's only so much you could really.
Well,
talk
it's just
about.
I titled the live stream.
Fair. What's next? What's to come?
I mean, like, is there anything else in the live chat? I feel like there's a lot of things.
There's one more thing at the bottom, and before I read this out, there is a small faction of Sabres fans that are Patriots fans or Jets fans, which blows my mind. I'm like, how does that happen? I'm genuinely curious.
Well, there's someone in. I think we follow him. He's a Blues fan and a Sabres fan,
It's interesting.
and also like Knicks and.
But this comment's from Pats and Sabres
nihilist. Yep.
With a palm tree.
Yep.
He said, "What's hurting these trades? What is hurting these trades is Adams' refusal to involve any draft picks in trades. It's almost passive aggressive how he's doing it. At first, we hated how we only traded for futures, and after the fan outcry, now he only wants to make quote hockey.
Oh well, that's
trades."
been his issue from day one about. I'm not even referencing the first part, just like the hockey trades part. That's all they do now.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the Paterka.
Like we said,
the
when's the
Paterka
last
one.
time?
Okay, but
when's
like,
the last time we gave like multiple assets for one person?
or not even that.
Brandon
Like not
Montour?
even that. You know how we always joke about how, well, like for example, we were joking about the one like mock trade that we saw, like the Rangers mock trade, for Paterka and Byram, and the.
Just
and it was
goodness.
terrible. It was like Offman and Keandre Miller, and then we joked. We saw like, oh, he threw a 2025 4th round pick in there, and it's like, oh, the deal would not have gotten done without that pick. But you know the Paterka trade. I was thinking about this yesterday. Even the Paterka trade, I think, looks infinitely better aesthetically. Just looking at it, if there's a pick swap, if the Utah gets 9 and the Sabres get 4th, that's all it would have taken. Or, honestly, even if there was just like, Utah has 3 second-round picks this year. Trace.
I didn't know that.
They have 3.
Jesus.
I think it's 3. I know it's multiple. It might have been. I don't think it was 5. That's the only number that's popping into my head. I think I'm just confusing them with the Coyotes that one year that they had 5 second-round picks. But they have 3 second-round picks. Would it have been the end of the world if they had gotten to land one of them? Even if it was just the latest one? Doesn't that trade just look a little bit better?
Yeah.
Like J.J. Paterka for Michael Kesselring, Josh Doan,
And a pick.
and
a pick.
the 40-something pick.
Yeah. It would have looked better.
It would have been fine. Because then you could have been like, wow, hey, you could get a Beck Malenstein with that second-round pick. But I know JP's looking.
Yeah, you're making stuff up. He only has one. They only have 1 second-round pick.
Actually?
Yeah, you're making stuff up.
Misinformation on the live
I
podcast.
thought that I swear I saw something they had multiple seconds.
Someone said
Go to Puckpedia. Yeah, go to Puckpedia. The point still stands, though. It's not even about the 3 second-round picks. It's more so just getting another pick.
Right. It's about recouping some sort of asset.
Let's see here.
Someone said in the YouTube chat.
Oh, next year. Utah has 3 second-round picks in 2026. Would it have been the end of the world to get one of those picks? No, it wouldn't have been. And that trade looks infinitely better.
The Islanders just got...
Wow, I didn't realize Aitchison had fallen all the way to 17. Oh,
yeah.
What a good draft haul for the Islanders.
I know.
Schaefer, Aitchison, and Eklund. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Someone, Peter Brady said in the YouTube chat, imagine Radim slinging drinks at 40 Thieves, snagging bottles from the top shelf with ease. Good pick. He's got a point.
You know, I have to say, and this isn't to tear the player down. I'm just saying there's a lot of stuff out there about J.J. Mrtka, and based on what I have seen, I believe a lot of the stories.
Yeah. Oh, me too.
Yes. He is a 23-year-old that likes to enjoy his 23-year-old life, as he should.
As you should. Yeah, I could have went pro too if I drank a few less of these. Right.
It's going to be a bit of a waking up, or just a bit of a rude awakening for him in Utah.
Yeah, it's pretty dry out there.
Yeah,
it is pretty dry out there.
Imagine he just comes back like super, like religious or something. He like comes back and just preaches like sobriety.
Jesus. Elitist says in our X live, in your guys' opinion, is there just too much to fix now Jesus. In your guys' opinion, is there too much to fix now that we're going past the draft with no real positive moves? Do you think it's just too much to fix without maybe making a move during the draft? Or
I think so many issues are self-inflicted. And honestly, I think the biggest one is the fact that they're playing their star player at a position where he's most comfortable. As weird as that sounds. Tage Thompson playing right wing, the trickle-down effect of that all is incredible. Incredibly bad. And I think it just gets worse with every subsequent move where it's like you're getting parts that hopefully add up to more than the whole. It's like you're trying. It's like you're playing whack-a-mole. Like you're just trying to hit one need and then another need pops up immediately. Like you could trade, like for example, like trading Mrtka. Okay, so you get a decent right-hand shot. Like let's say Kesselring's like, he's fine. Like he's like a 50th percentile WAR player. He is worth 0 standings points, but he's not taking any away from you. And then Josh Doan is, let's just say he's more of the same, like good underlyings, pots a few goals here or there, just really solid. But what if the Sabres, this would be the first time during the Adams era, what if they just can't score this year? Then you're going, well, gee, I wonder where a lot of that goal scoring went. So that's like the issue with this, that you're not really adding, and none of these moves you're adding, really. You're changing. And change can be good, but like the Ryan McLeod move, that was an addition. You know, obviously Jason Zucker and the bottom 6 moves, like those were additions because it's free agency. You're not losing anything, but the Dylan Cousins trade wasn't an addition. It's not like you traded him and Byram for Pettersson and something else. Obviously the Mrtka trade was not an addition by any means. I mean, it's just, yeah, it feels like so. Do you think the Sabres right now have more problems than they did when the season ended?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I feel like they just, like you were saying, it's kind of that whack-a-mole thing. I think they just kind of traded one problem for another.
Did they need a top 6 forward when the season ended?
Yes, they did.
And have they added one since?
No, they didn't. They subtracted one, but they got a need they needed in their right-hand defensive department. So I think they're kind of in a stage. I love J.G. Mrtka, but he had his drawbacks. He was not the perfect player. I think he definitely, helped us with the 5v5 scoring, but there was a lot of issues with his game that may have contributed to a net negative defensively, which could have cost us games, cost us goals. But like you said, it's also he could have boosted us points in the standings. I mean, it's a tough model to crack. My thing is, and I don't know if I'm being too optimistic about this, but I really do feel like if they could make one addition to the top 6 in free agency, we're a lot closer to the playoffs than a lot of people think. I do.
Do you think they do it though?
That's the question. I don't know.
Oh, man.
They should.
I just hate still so much.
How much cap space do we have?
After the
trades, what do we
after
have,
the Quinn, I think they had 20. I think we were looking.
We have 16 and a half.
I think after the
million?
Paterka trade, we were looking at $20 million in cap
Okay,
space.
so you got to sign Ryan.
So you got about 17 million. I would say about 5 goes to Ryan McLeod.
Okay, so you're down to 11.
Sitting at, I would say 12. Sitting at 12. Bernard Docker needs a contract, so
Okay, he's
probably like
getting
$1 million,
2 million.
$2 million.
One to-
Let's say
one
2.
and a-
Let's say $2 million.
Okay, cool.
This
So-
is the Sabres. Give him the Sabres tax.
Okay, so we're at 10 million now.
Levi needs a contract.
He's getting 2 max. Bridge
Okay.
deal. It's like
I forget what Evolving Hockey had.
maybe
on
like
that.
2 and a 2.5. 2 by
We'll,
2.5.
we'll go short on him. Let's say it's $1 million.
Okay.
So
1
we're
year,
at
1
9?
million.
Or are we at 10?
We're at 9 now.
Okay, so $9 million. Who else is left? RFA. Ryan Johnson isn't going to get much. RFA. Am I forgetting an RFA?
I don't think so.
I don't think
JJ
so.
Paterka
So what,
was
you got
supposed to be
$9
the
million?
other
$8 million? $9 million? You got $8
got
million
the- you got the
to
same
spend. You
amount
got
you got
$8 million
last
to spend.
one. Oh no. It's literally it's.
But
gonna
like,
be,
what top
it's- it
six
is going-
in a rising cap world, and you're going to the free agent market where you have to spend a lot of dough? Like, what forward are you getting for under $8 million or for $8 million? Like
Do you see the-
Ehlers,
do you see
like
the
what does it
moves?
take? Like, because I know what you're thinking. Oh, there he goes. He's going to Disneyland. That's incredible. Roger
It's sick.
McQueen
That's
is
pretty sick.
Oh my God, that's insane.
No, but you've seen it recently with this new CBA going in. People are signing shorter and shorter deals. What if you gave Nikolai Ehlers like a mid-term deal at up to your cap?
But like, what does he cost
Up
you?
to your cap.
I'm not. Your train of thought is 100% right. But what does a short-term deal look like?
For Nikolai Ehlers?
Yeah,
Okay.
To the Sabres.
How much cap space do we have left?
I think we were at no
9.
more than 9.
Okay, 9 million. 5 years.
He might take that, but that's all you can offer. Like that, and you have no room to operate with the cap now.
Okay, then you got to part with an RFA.
Well, yeah, I mean that's true. I mean, we haven't brought up dumping Samuelson, Clifton. They should absolutely be dumping Lafferty and Clifton.
That's all I was gonna say. Is there's guys they can get rid of so easily and save like $5 million right
Clifton-
there. Lafferty's $2 million. Clifton's 3.3. There's $5 million right there. If I don't think the Sabres think Samuelson is as much dead weight as the fan base thinks he is, but if you wanted to get rid of him, I'm sure some team would take him. There's another $4 million. Like you can open up. I can't believe we're talking about this though. Like we have how much money have we not spent over the years, and now we're talking about not having enough money to spend. Like we could find ways to fit them in the cap. Like I'm not too worried about the cap. Go make a big offer to Ehlers. Like I understand Marner's probably not realistic, even though the M&M offseason still remains.
It's still alive.
The M&M
We did not bring
offseason-
that up. The M&M offseason is alive.
That's right.
One M is down.
It has changed. It's had quite a few different names. It was
And-
originally Marner and Misa.
Andrew Mangiapane, come on down in free
No.
agency.
Nope. It's Marner. This dream is still alive. Mrtka and Marner, the M&M offseason. But I'm just there's players out there. Go make an offer to Nikolai Ehlers, and I think he solves your forward core.
Oh, he
And
does.
There you go.
I just think
That's
it's
all.
too good to be true.
I agree, but he wants it's reported that he wants a quiet market. We've been linked to him for years. He fits what we need. We need a playmaker. He is the guy I'm probably looking at right now. I mean, if you go to the trade market, that changes because we still do have Byram. Like, we probably still do have our second best asset. Like, we even brought up the Byram for Kyrou trade rumors at all.
I don't believe.
I don't.
it.
I don't know if I believe it. I don't think it would happen. But
I feel like if there's
Friedman
any-
mentioned it though. Like Friedman, out of any of the insiders to mention something, it does raise my eyebrows. But there's still moves to be made. That's why right now it's not too late to fix some of the issues we have. All the issues we have, yeah, it's too late. But there, I mean, we're the Buffalo Sabres.
Did you
I
bring
mean,
another one out? Is that another Bud Light?
No. First of all, it's a blue light.
Oh, okay.
But
My bad.
I think there's still plenty of time to fix some of the issues that we have. We still have Byram to trade. We still have free agency, and we could still make other moves. Like it's not over.
I don't know.
I love how JP goes, yeah, there's a lot of issues. We can't fix them. All right, just got to, it's over. Move past them. But there's one thing we could do. But it's true. We got to move on from Clifton. Okay, what's a realistic? So
Okay, fine.
I know.
Okay,
hold
okay.
on, hold on.
Yeah.
I know. We talked about buying. Adams talked about buying out Samuelson is completely fabricated. Whatever. So let's just take that out of the equation there. All right. Let's go to Connor Clifton. What's a realistic trade? Do you just throw future considerations at someone?
It's like what did LaBouche can get? And LaBouche can get you a fourth.
That's fine.
No, I'm not saying. Yeah, I
take
think
it
it's fine. I think. Okay, so you get another $3 million.
So you're at 12 now.
Do we think they're going to move on from Sam Lafferty? They should. They
should.
really should.
They should, but it's like small potatoes.
How many forwards are they at right now?
Ooh,
Let's
now
go through
it's
it.
Josh Doan.
Let's go through it. Benson, Kulik,
Kulik,
Thompson. Oh, that's right. What? I think it's still pulled up, actually.
Write it out for the chat.
Yeah. Give me a sec here, folks.
He goes, is that another blue light? Is that even a question?
Let's see here. Give me one sec, folks.
Like right now, with Byram still here, I'm pretty sure we have 8 defensemen on the roster, which ideally you're not keeping. Because, of course, we had to freaking extend Jacob Bryson, so we had to lock in our 7th defenseman before the season even ended.
Oh, it's going to be a bitch to type. God damn it. What? Oh, boy. Yeah. Come on, YouTube chat. Be nicer. Be nicer. They're ruthless, man. Our YouTube comments are ruthless for the regular pods. All right. Sabres. So what we're got Tage Thompson, okay. Kulik, got Benson. I feel like I'm not writing this out. What am I doing here? Let's just pull up Puckpedia. All right, this is why they exist.
It's probably a better idea.
What are we doing here?
No. I think we were doing well. All right. I like you. I like seeing you type with one hand. we can get done before the draft ends.
This is why.
We're only on pick 19.
Oh my God!
It is. What time is it?
It was. We were at
9:45.
We were at pick 14 at 9:00. 5 picks have progressed in 45 minutes. This is incredible.
Yeah, imagine they do this and they add 2 expansion teams.
Oh my God. All right, so there's your answer. The Sabres currently have $17.5 million in cap space. 12 forwards on the roster, according to Puckpedia. I feel like they're missing someone. Maybe not. Norris, Thompson, Zucker, Tuck, Greenway, Quinn, Lafferty, Krebs, Malenstein, Benson, Doan, Kulik, McLeod, Kozak. I feel like they should have 13. But I feel like I'm forgetting someone. Maybe not. Okay, so you have 12 forwards. You have 12 forwards. I mean, you want to pull up the numbers. So where were you going to go with that?
With what?
Well, you asked to pull up all the forwards.
So, what I was going for was, okay, so We have 12. You included Kozak, Lafferty, Malenstein, all those boys, right?
Correct.
So yeah, running it down, we got Norris, Thompson, Zucker, Tuck, Greenway, Quinn, Lafferty, Krebs, Malenstein. God, my eyes suck. Is that Benson? Yeah, Benson. Josh Doan, Yuri Kulik, Ryan McLeod, Tyson Kozak. And that's 12, right?
That's 12. You're 12.
Okay. Realistically, going into a season, you got 4 lines, 12 guys. You're gonna have scratches. So I'm already opening the door for 2 more possible forward spots here. I am.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Kozak, you can comfortably.
Kozak and Lafferty.
Kozak is comfortably a scratch.
And you're gonna have injuries too. So here's the thing: you can get rid of Clifton. Future considerations that frees up another $3 million. So you're at 20.506, right?
I don't know where getting the 12 from. It's definitely 14
Who
forwards.
are we missing? It said 12 on the thing.
Malenstein and Kozak aren't even in the
Oh,
depth chart
maybe
right
because
now.
okay. Well, actually, I don't know why that would be. I don't know. Okay, so there's your 12.
There's 14.
Well, plus, if you give so let's say you dump Lafferty.
Yep. Malenstein goes in there. Kozak's your one guy out right now.
Yeah. So you're at 12.
Okay, you're at 12.
12 with a comfortable 13, 14
Yeah.
forward.
And if you dump Lafferty, you're at 19.5.
This Jack Quinn resigning just makes no sense, dude.
It-
It's just such like a why.
I don't hate it.
Why?
Though. You had to.
I
He's
do.
He's an RFA. You had to
I
resign
mean,
him.
I don't hate the idea of
What are you gonna do? Lose him for nothing?
My point. Okay, I'm going off the context. This team is trying to be good next year, and where's he going to play? He's forcing somebody to play on the off hand, which includes himself. I mean, on this depth chart, he's left wing. I mean, right wing. We talked about this during the Mrtka trade with live stream. You have the right, the strength of this team right now is right wing.
It's
You've got Thompson, you've got Tuck, and then we thought it was just going to be Josh Doan.
You know what's hilarious? I was listening to Steve Dangle, and when he was talking about Marner leaving, well, he was talking about the core 4 originally. He made a funny joke. He was like, "That's how all successful teams build their roster, through their right wing." Because they had Marner,
and Nylander making a combined $22 million.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a great point. You don't build your team
No.
based on your wingers.
No, you don't. Oh my God, that center spine right now. I'm looking at it on Puckpedia. It makes me
it's
want to.
horrendous.
It makes me want to vomit.
When we were, I think, doing our player grades, and we got to McLeod, and I was like, "Oh, it's awesome that he wants to score more next year, but he's going to be farther down the lineup." I don't know.
We might have to bank on it.
He might be first line center by the end of next year.
We might have to bank on him playing second
Did
line
Ryan?
center.
How many points did Josh? I think Josh Norris had more than 50. I mean, how many points did McLeod finish with? 51, 52?
Here's the thing, though. I really do think Tage Thompson's going to play center at some point next year.
Why? Where's he going to play?
He's just going to. They're going to move.
I mean,
they're going to make a tough decision.
Maybe when Josh Norris heads to the hospital again.
Yeah. But here, okay, going back to what we were talking about. So you get rid of Lafferty, you're at a comfortable 13. So you could bring in another guy because you could always rotate Krebs out. You could always rotate Malenstein out. Even Josh, let's say Josh Doan isn't doing too, or Jack Quinn. Either of them aren't doing too well. They can come out of the lineup. That's fine. You have all that cap space. You should make that a priority. You should welcome the challenge of being like, we have 14 guys on this forward group. Who isn't going to be in the lineup on a nightly basis? You got to spend the cap. You have to spend it. Have we not made the point that teams that don't spend to the cap have a difficult time?
We've made it. I don't know if it's gotten to them, but it's just funny. Like, I'm literally, like, the three of us being here, I'm getting flashbacks to our draft night episode last year where we said the exact same goddamn thing. We even talked about Ehlers in that episode.
Yeah, but Ehlers is going to be free agent now. So there's
I know, but like we thought they were in on him at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the same conversations. I think Skinner had been bought out by that point, so we knew. And we knew they were going to have that cap space. I'm just not gonna. Like, of course, a part of me wants to believe that they'll do it. That this will be finally, because you feel like, given that all the expensive contracts have finally kicked in, that they'll be closer to the cap. But now they didn't have to pay JJ Peterka, and they traded for a guy on a rookie deal, and they traded for a guy making $1.4 million.
It is funny though, because if you look at Puckpedia right now, if you move Bowen Byram up to where Samuelson is, move Samuelson to where Byram is. I mean, I know Bowen Byram isn't the long-term solution.
Fine
it looks
fine.
good. I think it looks good.
Then that's what worries me, because that's probably what they're thinking.
And that, for some reason, the Puckpedia depth chart has Bernard Docker in the AHL, and Bryson as our seventh. More realistic would be Bernard Docker as the fourth guy. I mean, as the in Clifton spot right there, and then hopefully Clifton is gone with Bryson staying. So I don't know. They still, I think they have to move out one of these defensemen, even if they just get rid of Clifton. But that's why it would be so easy to trade Byram for hopefully at least like a middle six forward. Like that's what they should be looking at. But I'm concerned that with the Jack Quinn signing, they think they don't need to do that because they already have the spot filled, or that Jason Zucker is just going to move up the lineup and take Peterka's spot, which is not the answer.
God, that has got to be the worst top six in the world.
It's got to be the worst
right now.
Like Jay Fresh was saying, that's got to be the case for maybe the worst top six in the league. But it's pretty cool. Going back to Radim Mrtka for just a quick second, he said in one of his interviews after he was drafted by the Sabres, he said, "It's going to be great to be there and bring the team back to glory. God, I wish, I hope, and I wish every day."
I like the kid's enthusiasm.
I love it. I can't wait to smash it. It's going to be gone. 2027, it's going to be him looking around. There's going to be no one here.
All right. What else is there to touch on, really? Jim Nill, three-time
He won again?
dude. That's insane. 3-time GM of the award.
I mean,
GM of the Year award.
Good for him.
Whatever. Putting Matt Dumba, Ilya Lyubushkin, and Cody Ceci on one team. That is something the Buffalo Sabres would do. That's ridiculous.
The regular season GM hasn't done much in the postseason in quite some time.
I wonder if Kevin Adams got a vote.
Yeah,
Anybody threw one his way.
I don't know. That's kind of crazy. But nothing else exciting's happened. There's been no other trades. It's not even like, that there's been like a late first for a player yet. Like it's been a really boring draft, and it's been a really long draft, and it's almost 10 o'clock, and they still have 12, 13 picks to make.
Yeah, this is nuts. Insane. If there was any motivated, I think Gary Bettman was like, how can we make teams want to go back to the old format more? Yeah, this has been a tough watch. I'm glad the Sabres picked early.
Yes.
Imagine you're a Florida Panthers fan.
I'm glad. You poor Florida Panthers fan.
I guess the Oilers.
Yeah, I feel so bad for Oilers fans.
Anything else in the live chat you're missing on? The questions are kind of carrying us through here. Oh,
it's a car alarm going off outside.
someone's got a little bit of road rage outside your apartment.
Yeah, we don't have like.
Where do you live again? What's the address of this place?
We don't have. We don't have a nice studio or anything yet, but someone said, Grimbagusto has another question. He said, "Do you think it's possible to keep Byram for a year or two and then trade picks and prospects to get a top 6 forward?"
If they're not getting a top 6 forward now, they're never going to get one for him.
Not for Byram, just to get one for picks and prospects.
I don't know. I think it just I think the Sabres just want a player for him now. I don't think they're open to picks.
which is fine. Like you know what, which is what kind of you can't look at me right now and say that trading Bowen Byram to get Brian Rust wouldn't help that top 6 that we're looking at right now.
Where's Brian Rust going to play? They have 4 fucking right wingers on this team.
Playing on the left, I don't know. What left winger is out there? JJ Boone's.
I mean, I guess we haven't touched on Brian Rust because that was a hot rumor coming into today. And it doesn't matter. I mean, it might still matter. He could still get dealt here, but we thought it would have something to do with Hellenius and 9th overall, for example, because we know the Penguins have interest in Hellenius. The Brian Rust idea was one that I was not interested in whatsoever. And you might look at his point totals and go, well, why not? Wasn't he point per game this season? Didn't he have like 80 points?
Yeah, he was about, I think it was like 71.
70 points in 70-something games?
Yep. Well, Rickard Rakell was like the same, but I'd rather have Rickard Rakell.
Well, I think, Rakell's younger, better contract.
Not much. He's like a year younger.
Really?
Brian Rust is 33. I think Rakell's 32.
Okay. I mean, yeah, Rust, 65 games, or 65 points in 71 games. He's a good player, and I think he's a good player, and a team that gets him can find value out of him. I just don't think it's the Sabres.
Yeah.
And I think getting him would make the Mrtka trade infinitely worse. I'm talking like half the improvement you're thinking of getting out of the Mrtka trade is getting him off the ice in your own zone. And Brian Rust would be worse. Evolving Hockey had him first percentile in defensive rankings.
And we'd be getting Brian Rust, who's 33 years old, coming off a career year. Do we think he will ever replicate his 65-point season? He's never had more than... That was his first 60-point season.
Unless they're dragging Sidney Crosby with him.
Unless Josh Norris replicates what Sidney Crosby could do.
I'm just out.
Guys,
I'm out on that one. I know some people were like fans of that, and he's a good player. I just don't think... It's kind of similar to the Byram conversation where I just don't think he's a good fit for the team.
Fair.
For what they need.
Fair.
They need a Rickard Rakell. They need a two-way player. They need a two-way player.
It is 10 o'clock. We're only on pick 20.
Oh, my God.
It's his second highest shooting percentage in his career.
What did he shoot?
Shot a 16.2 shooting percentage.
That's not super
crazy high, but
it's not stupid.
His career average is 13%. So,
the Blue Jackets took another Russian this year.
A goalie
in the first round. Wow. Interesting.
Well, they have what's that guy's name?
Well, they just traded Tarasov.
I know they traded Tarasov, but who's the guy that's been cooking for them?
Oh, right. Because Merzinglin's wasn't good.
No.
Oh, what was his name? I know who you're talking about. Interesting.
Can't remember.
Interesting. First goalie in the first round.
Yeah.
In a while, I feel like. Very, very interesting. Lost my train of thought. Oh, we were talking about Rust, right? Yeah, I don't know. It just wasn't something I was actually very openly against. I just did not think it would end well. Especially, it would just be a waste. Like if it was something like you were proposing, where it was Byram and 9 for Rust and like 11. Okay, fine. But we thought it would maybe be Rust for Hellenius and 9. And maybe you don't even get one of the Pittsburgh picks back or something along those lines. I don't know. I just didn't think that'd be worth it because Rust, he's 33. Like that cliff could be right there. In fact, you could probably argue it's already there because you look at his defensive metrics and they're awful. Like the guy plays in one end of the ice and was playing with one of the best players on the planet.
True.
He comes here. Who's his center?
Josh Norris.
It's probably Josh Norris. It's not a good fit.
No, I mean, I guess I agree with you. I'm just kind of open to just bringing in someone who has some top end talent. That's all. Even if it's not a fit on the which wing, just some offensive prowess. I mean, you got to replace Mrtka somehow. How are we going to do it? What now? What happened?
6th place in the GM of the Year rankings. Eric Tulsky.
What?
6th place.
Hey, they got pretty far in the playoffs.
place.
They got pretty far in
for
the playoffs.
Eric Tulsky.
Jonah's favorite team, the Carolina Hurricanes.
Oh my God.
They completely fumbled the bag with the Martin.
Thankfully, nobody put him first place. They were all third place votes, but my God.
Who was second?
Bill Zito.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Any confidence in the possible UPL Levi goalie tandem coming up this year? It's what it looks like it's going to be.
It is what it is. Goalies are just a coin flip.
That's what I'm thinking. It's like you could bring in a Demko, but at the end of the day, it's like
But that could be another problem at the end of this.
I dump on UPL a ton. We know this. I do.
Really?
Yes. No.
Really?
I'll make my point known. But I will say he had one really good year. It was 2 years ago. You never know. You really never know.
That's kind of like more of the whack-a-mole stuff.
Yeah.
Like it just being like that's the goalie situation is something that it should probably have more attention because once again we're talking about two guys that are competing for the crease, but it's not going to be a conversation until it's a problem because there are so many other things to address.
Yeah, I don't think there's really any options that are even out there that I'd be confident that can replace Luukkonen or Levi in case, they actually are playing good. And I mean, Levi's the poster boy of the Kevin Adams, his time here. So it'll be UPL and Levi, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, I guess it would depend on who our third goalie would be in the AHL. Like similar as last year, if it's a James Reimer type, wins the battle, or Levi struggles again. But it's going to be UPL and Levi, and we're going to we might figure out next year who will be here for the long haul, depending on who might actually win that crease if they're both on the roster the entire year.
Oh, there's already whispers. You had Friedman talking about it.
Yep.
How Luukkonen was maybe out there.
Mm-hmm.
As Christian goes for his... You going for another drink? I was actually going to make a joke about another bathroom break.
It's a 50-50 with me, to be honest with you. But I'm just trying to replicate what the boys over at BST do. Gotta go.
Those guys can't record a podcast without. Imagine if that team was bad.
Oh my goodness! To think.
By the way, hold on. Sorry, I do think we're getting a trade here. Ottawa's trading down slightly.
Who's trading
with
up?
Nashville, I
Nashville.
believe.
See, it's nothing fun.
It's nothing fun. This is like
it's every year.
really
Why
boring.
do any of us ever get our hopes up? Like I curbed my hopes, so I'm happy because I knew
this year was supposed to be different because it was a bad draft.
Yeah, screw that.
So people didn't care about their picks as much. But here we are. The Islanders were the only team to do something.
It'd be funny if next year, that I don't know if you know the story. Mike Ditka, when he was the GM of the New Orleans Saints back in the day, he traded his entire draft to move up and get Ricky Williams. What if someone in the NHL, what if an NHL GM traded their entire draft to go up and get Gavin McKenna? Do you think anyone would take it?
I think the team would still say no.
You think so?
I think so, yeah.
Fair.
Because that's how hockey people are.
Yeah, I mean, you got one of the greatest players you've seen in a long time in front of you. You might as well pick.
Well, I just mean it's the whole mystery box fallacy.
Yeah, I guess.
This guy could be This guy could be anything. He could be Gavin McKenna.
I'm pretty sure Mike Ditka was actually the head coach, and he did that. He was actually the GM.
No, he was the GM at that time.
Yeah. Shut up.
Actually, wait. No, you're right. You're right, JP. He was the head coach, but he
shut up.
He basically backed the GM into the corner and was telling him to trade
physically,
everything. Threw him against the wall. Yeah, he's like, you better trade everything to get this guy.
You're trading for this guy.
Yeah, Mike Ditka, he was the head coach, and he wanted his running back.
This guy got he wasn't even there for the draft. Is that the goalie? Oh,
that's Brady Martin.
It's Brady Martin. They didn't have him in attendance.
Guess not.
He went top 5. Was it like Winnipeg and they don't got an airport where he lives?
I mean, it seems like it would be a pretty boring draft to be there in person.
True. I mean, it looks way more fun. compared to the auditorium the NHL is currently in.
We got a take from one of our friends. Was like a former co-host of the BST pod. Doesn't really show his face anymore. But he said, if you're still live, this is John. My take is Mrtka will be better than Power.
I don't have an answer.
Yeah, I don't really gotta comment to that. Do we think the Sabres will trade their second round pick for the new Beck Malenstein next year?
I don't know. It's so annoying that like the Sabres they've made multiple moves. They've made a huge move, and I still don't know what the plan is. No clue. I have to wait till July 1st, really.
They have no
like
plan.
even if like I saw this idea floated out there, the Bowen Byram trade. If you traded him to St. Louis for Zach Bolduc and a second round pick. Now Bolduc, for context, is he's like another Kulik, that level of player. Does that tell you anything about what they want to be next year?
Not really. Let's just get younger again.
It's a guy that can play in the top six, maybe slots better as a middle six guy. And even then, like, what does that tell you about your forward group? Or like it just doesn't tell you anything. I don't know what this team wants to be. They're lacking an identity before they've even taken the ice together. And even the management doesn't have an identity.
I think we should talk about the Rossi trade proposal. We really haven't talked about that.
That's right.
At all.
Yeah, that's a good thing to talk about too.
It doesn't. I don't know. I think their reasoning for why they reportedly declined that trade is why I'm the most upset about it. Like I of course, we talked about Rossi. He would have been nice. He's a playmaker. He's something we don't really have. If they don't think he fits, like whatever. But the reason that they don't want another undersized center, another undersized forward, I just looked it up earlier today. We're the third tallest team in the league. Like I don't need to hear this undersized crap anymore for this team. We have Thompson. We have Tuck. We got Kesselring now. We got Power. Greenway. Like, yeah, some of our big guys aren't that physical, but like I don't need to hear the size crap. Like Benson is one of our most gritty guys. Krebs is one of the most gritty guys. Like I don't care if he's another undersized, quote unquote, another undersized player. Benson's really the only true undersized player on a roster. Krebs and Zucker are smaller too, but
Jacob Bryson.
I'm not even. He's seventh defense, but he barely counts.
He doesn't even count.
He doesn't count. But the undersized forward thing, I just think that's such a bad reason to not get a good talent in here for something we need, to something to improve our center core. I don't know. It's not them now making the trade doesn't upset me as much as the reasoning does.
Anything to add about the Rossi?
I mean, I would have done it. I would have tried to bring him in, but the team obviously has an angle with where they want to go, and I mean, you bring him in, like you kind of have Josh Norris in their eyes. I know Marco Rossi's. I'll call a spade. Yeah, he's better than Josh Norris, but the team wants to move forward with him. So, what are you going to do?
I think the other thing is reportedly the offer would have been Rossi plus more assets for Mrtka.
My guess is, I think based on what we saw Minnesota do recently, or actually the same day that within minutes of that rumor coming out, was they traded Frederick Gaudreau. I mean, the whole thing that Michael Russo was saying was they didn't have the right-hand defenseman to give the Sabres. They weren't trading Brock Faber. Jared Spurgeon's their captain, also has trade protection. And David Jirasek is not in the NHL yet, and also I don't even think he's that good. They didn't have the right-hand defenseman to compete with that, so I wouldn't have been surprised if it was Rossi and a pick, maybe multiple picks, or Rossi and Frederick Gaudreau, and I just don't think the Sabres went for it. But I think at the end of the day, it came down to Rossi, and it's the same management group that passed on him. It's the same group.
Yeah.
It's the same exact group.
Yeah, I guess it shouldn't shouldn't be that much of a surprise. I don't know. I think there's a chance to really get better rather than just have a lateral move and get Doan and Kesselring. But they obviously seemed really set on this right-handed defenseman thing. Like my whole read on this situation is they're probably shopping Byram a lot more than Paterka, and they weren't getting the caliber of a right-handed defenseman with the trade offers that were out there. If they were to trade Byram, like they wouldn't have gotten the right-handed defenseman that they wanted to bring in. So that's when they started to maybe shop Paterka more, and then they saw Kesselring, and he's one of the guys they maybe wanted, and they pulled the trigger. I mean, I'm not saying they got that offer and they said yes right away, but that was probably the first real right-handed defenseman that really piqued their interest. Because I can't believe the Byram trade hasn't happened yet. There's been so much discourse about it, but I don't think they would have gotten what they wanted with what they got with the Paterka trade. I basically think the Bo Byram trade, they wanted to be what the Paterka trade actually came out to be, which was a right-handed defenseman and like a depth forward.
Friedman mentioned today that how crazy the day leading up to the Paterka trade was, and he did not get into it. So I would really like to know what he means by that.
Yeah.
Because it gives substance to the Saravalli rumors, perhaps. That, like, not only was Rossi on the table, Jordan Kyrou might have been close to on the table. And the team offering multiple first-round picks. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Was it Montreal? Like that deal, for example. Would you do that trade?
What is it again? Could you
It
repeat
was It was 16 and 17.
Yeah.
And Emil Heinemann, middle six forward.
For Jordan Kyrou.
No, for Paterka.
Okay, for Paterka.
Would you rather have that or Kesselring and Doan? Would you? Okay. How about this? We know the picks. Would you rather have Aitchison, Eklund, Emil Heinemann for JJ Paterka, or Josh Doan and Michael Kesselring?
Josh Doan and Michael Kesselring. It makes the team better now. We can't keep kicking the can here. In a
Depends
certain
what they want to do, which we don't know what they want.
Don't know. We know they want to win. I know they want to win. It's just I feel like they have a hard time figuring out a direction as to how they're going to go about winning.
I think they'd rather win. I don't know if do they really want it? Do they want it deep in their soul?
I don't know. The last few years doesn't really seem like it, right?
Yeah. I don't know. It'd just be interesting to see if we ever hear more about that day. Friedman said a 30 for 30 could have been done about it, so makes you wonder.
Yeah, just like this draft.
What pick are we on? I can't even
22.
see. 22? A half hour has passed since pick 19.
Dude, we've been live for like an hour, 40?
Hour 43 minutes.
We get to the end, it's going to be like 3 hours at least. I don't know what else there is to say, to be honest with you. Unless the
Have we checked the chat in a while?
Nothing.
Nothing new?
Nope.
What about YouTube?
Let me look. YouTube chat. Someone says, I know you guys can't do it all the time, but the in-person podcast just hits different. It does.
I would agree.
It does. It
and
makes
now
for a better
I
flow.
think
it does.
I'm saying from now on we are going to invite ourselves over whenever we want and have in-person podcasts. The setup, I think it worked great.
Yeah.
I think it worked great. I'm curious if anybody is in the live chat. Is the echo in here too bad? Because I can hear it through my headphones. And I just wonder.
This is what I deal with all the time.
But you talk quiet in person. Because you're nice and you don't want to wake your girlfriend up. Because we record. Because thanks to JP, we record late at night.
But yeah, that's why. Yeah, but even when I whisper, like I could still hear it through my headphones.
Here's an idea. Let's just put a giant blanket over. What if we just go on just pull one
Make
over,
a tent, make like a fort.
put like a flashlight
fort.
in there.
So someone said, okay, there's no echo, which is good.
That's good.
But
Sweet.
someone also said, would you guys include Benson or Kulik with Byram in a package for Kyrou? I feel like I'd be
That's
open to it.
tough. I don't know about Benson. I probably, in a vacuum, yes. Like Kyrou is worth them. What's the trickle down effect? I feel like with Kulik, there goes another center.
Exactly, yeah.
And with Benson, it's now you have 0 left wingers.
Who do you call Hellenus up?
I mean, legit, if you trade Zach Benson, you have 0 left wingers with long-term viability.
Yeah, pretty much.
Jason Zucker's your left wing 1.
Left wing 1, yeah.
Jason Zucker's left wing 1.
JT said, I don't really get Sabres fans. The team sucked last year because of their right-hand defenseman being bad. You can't win when you give up the 5th most goals in the league.
Well, you're not wrong. Look, nobody's getting mad about. I don't think anybody hates the Josh Doan or Michael Kesselring additions.
No,
I don't think I've seen a single player discredit either one of them.
No.
Even like Josh Doan, who played AHL games last year.
It just sucks that we had to give up JJ
It's
Peterka
the price
for
Peterka.
Right.
Like, I think it's honestly the Peterka trade might be the first trade. I think from like the beginning where I'm like, ew, I don't like what Adams did with the value there. Because what we did our retrospective on Adams a few episodes ago, and we ranked his best and worst moves. And we were having trouble thinking of his worst moves, like physical, tangible moves, not inaction, not like, number 2 was what, the Palm Trees press conference. So I honestly think you would put JJ Peterka on that list today.
It's too early.
I
don't know. We're literally a day, 2 days removed from the trade.
I'm just making a point more so that I think it's like the first. It is one of the first moves of his where I'm like, ew, like just from like the beginning. And I've even grown.
Yeah, I guess you're not wrong
at
from a
peace with
value
it.
standpoint. Even though, I mean, we haven't talked about Kesselring or Doan at all. Like, obviously, we've watched some more clips of him. I mean, I'm surprised. Kesselring.
I think Josh Doan's going to be someone a lot of people like.
Oh yeah, Utah fans were very upset.
Yeah.
That Doan was gone. That he was culture guy. That people are saying he's mature above, like he's mature for his age. And yeah, the one thing that impressed me from Doan, like he actually has a pretty good shot.
And finishing's an issue there.
Yeah.
Like I think Jay Fresh's card that he put out, I think he was like in the 80s percentiles for even strength offense.
Yeah. No, he's got a two-way game, and I mean, he was doing pretty good in the AHL, and I think Kesselring surprised me even more. Like he shows some flashes on the offensive side.
Kesselring,
like,
when I was
jumps
cutting
into the play,
when I was
surprised.
Cutting together the highlights, I was very surprised. I was like, oh, that was a nice. Like I know the clip of him walking Peterka went viral, but not even that. The clip against Utah, he walked the blue line, stepped into the slot. There was a clip when they were still in Arizona where he cut through the middle. Shot got saved. He got the puck back, and then he sniped one. I think there was another one that Kesselring has a lot of like wow plays.
Yeah, I mean he's got that shot where you want someone to jump in. I mean he even said in his press conference that he had that he's looking forward to play with Power Dowling because he likes to get involved, and hopefully that they can feed him. That obviously they're very crafty and can create room on the ice, and Kesselring can get fed and hopefully bury it. Like I am surprised by his two-way game. So I mean, like we said, like these two players, I am actually excited to see where they'll fit in, what they'll do with us, where they'll grow. I mean, they're both young, obviously. Both culture guys. They're both roommates together. But it's just it's the value at the end of the day. But they're clearly valuing defense over offense. They just have to replace that offense now.
Anything to add over there? Just to the whole Kessel Ring Doan conversation. Now that you've learned a lot more about them.
I mean, I feel like I'm in the same place I was when we were talking about it on the night he got traded, or Mrtka got traded. I think it adds a great element to the right side of your defense. You get a forward prospect, not a prospect. I guess you get a forward, a middle six forward out of it. It sucks that you lose Mrtka, but
They're good friends.
I'm not unhappy.
Really good friends.
They have
pets.
They have pets together. So it's a good thing they
are really close.
Yeah, good thing both of them, showed up together.
I mean,
I don't think they'll be going to 40
I know.
Thieves?
I think Jesse might be the only person where I would be like, yeah, let's get a pet, like, to share between the two of us. I don't know that many people I'd be willing to, like, not just one, not like, oh, we got a dog or we got one cat. What was it, 2 cats and a dog?
Yeah. Someone, Darren in the YouTube chat said, "Call me crazy, but 28 Mrtka goals aren't a huge difference in terms of winning, in his opinion."
See, you say that, and it's like, I know that it's like, okay, you just got to recreate 28 goals, and
we're going to recreate them in the aggregate.
It's a lot more than that. It's never that easy.
To play devil's advocate, though, and to play probably from Kevin Adams and the front office perspective, Josh Norris was hurt the whole second half of the season, and you would expect more goals out of Kulik and more goals out of Benson. So that's how they. If they don't make any top
this
6
is
moves,
summer 2023 talk when we were discussing Jeff Skinner, Alex Tuck, Tage Thompson. They all had career seasons, but you're like, hey, Jack Quinn's going to score more. JJ Peterka's going to score more.
Quinn, if they don't make any top 6 additions, that is what they're thinking. I guarantee it.
We had this me and Jonah, when we did the Atlantic preview last year, we had this conversation 7 times.
We really did, yes.
Cousins, we got to hope Cousins bounce back. We have to hope Quinn bounces back. We had this conversation so much. It's like, how long could you just keep banking on
I think the
guys
amount of times that we said, wow, the Sabres bottom 6, I think, is better than this team.
Yes.
That if anybody were to go back and listen to that, and this isn't me calling out anybody specifically, but I think almost at least for four or 5 of like the 7 teams we previewed, Christian was like, yeah, our bottom 6 is definitely better than theirs.
I just like our the identity.
And our bottom 6, unfortunately, I mean, our third line was fine, but yeah, our bottom line didn't exactly work out.
I think even Florida, we were like that. You're like, you know what? I think the one thing that the Sabres have
is their bottom line. That's why we're better than them.
Is their bottom 6, and it turned out to still be garbage.
Yep.
Very funny. But like it's never that easy with just replacing just a sum of goals and then just calling it a day. Because I think you could have done that math last year. Like, oh, I'm getting Jack Quinn back, and we've signed Jason Zucker, and we've signed Sam Lafferty had 13 goals the year before. It's never that easy. Peterka's but you say 28 goals, and that's fine if it's like Jeff Skinner, where it's like this guy's a goal scorer, you just need to replace his goals. Okay, but JJ Peterka had 68 points. I know he's not a playmaker at heart, but you have to replace 68 points. Yeah. That's what you have to replace.
He was playing with Thompson most of the year, though. So, but the other thing is, you would hope their power play gets better too, which I'm not banking on it, but I'm saying that could help replace some of the offense if they could actually have a league average. That's all we're asking for, a league average power play, and you would hope that helps replace some of the offense that you're losing at 5-on-5.
New quote from Dreger. Well, there's 2 of them. Well, first one is, I think it's going to take a near-perfect deal to make a Jason Robertson deal happen, but I would have said the same thing about JJ Peterka. The other one is Darren Dreger. It's primarily Vancouver, Vegas, and L.A. and on Bowen Byram.
Is that the goddamn rumor report saying that?
It is, but I got it from. I originally got it from the chat. It's just their username is M, just the letter M.
Just the letter M.
Yeah,
that's funny. Who are the wait? Hold on. I wasn't really listening that well. Who are the Byram teams?
Vancouver, Los Angeles, and Las Vegas.
See,
You think you get Shen from Vegas?
wait, who?
Shen?
What
Wasn't
Shen?
What was his name?
Luke Shen's on Nashville,
Who am I?
and then
thinking
Braden Shen's on St. Louis.
Who am I thinking of? Then?
Nick Hague, Shea Theodore.
Maybe. I don't know.
See the Vancouver just doesn't make any sense to me because there is one piece on that entire team that fits the Sabres' needs, and he's not going for Bowen Byram. He didn't go for Dylan Cousins and Bowen Byram. He's not going for Bowen Byram.
Right. Someone just All Stars MLRP said, what would a trade look like involving Vancouver with Byram?
I think like the only like Connor Garland just got extended. I'm trying to think who else. Brock Besser's going to free agency. Like Niels Höglander. I think if like you get a good pick from Vancouver, that could be something. I guess like Niels Höglander now that the Sabres have a hole on the left side, I guess Höglander would be the name I'd watch. Like maybe Höglander, the defenseman Elias Pettersson. Other than that, I feel like, I don't know, like Philip Hedl, but he just got there and they want to solve their center issue.
There's a trade going on right now.
The
Penguins
LA
are now on the
Kings?
clock.
Oh, they're trading back up. Interesting. Those poor kids. They're like, we came to see a draft pick.
Oh, he's pissed.
Like, what's going on? That's funny.
He's like, and I'm out of here.
If anybody's watching the draft or wants to go back and watch it, just watch the fan reactions to the Kings finding out they traded their pick. Oh, they're going to see a first-round pick tonight. They traded the 31st.
Ryan,
but back to Vancouver. Well, I want to finish this Byram conversation. Is it Byram related?
It is Byram related.
Okay.
Ryan Sanders 103 said Kuzmenko and Byfield for Byram in the next year's second.
They're not going to trade. They're not trading Byfield. I can't see that.
Barbashev
isn't
from Las Vegas?
Isn't Kuzmenko a pending UFA? Also, he was great for them. Like he was really good in that Edmonton series. Here's the thing. Before I get to the Kings, because I feel like they are like the trade partner I'm most hoping for, aside St. Louis. But St. Louis was really only because I was interested in Kyrou, because Friedman decided to get our hopes up today. But other than that, like I said, Vancouver, Höglander's like the only piece I could see that maybe fits their needs. Like I don't see them trading Hedl because they need centers and they're letting Pia Suter go to free agency. I just don't see the fit with I see the fit for Byram with Vancouver. I see why they're interested, but I just don't see it happening. Vegas is weird because I feel like they're the team for Marner, and Byram's going to cost them.
Right.
I think there's a fit there. Like, I think in a dream world, you get Nick Waugh for him. I'm trying to think who else. Young players on, like, I know Dorofeev scored a bunch of goals this year, but I feel like they'd want to keep him. I know Drager mentioned Nick Hague and more for him, but that just feels like a lateral move.
If you want to make a bigger
like Zach
trade,
Whitecloud, maybe, but I think Alex Pietrangelo is not going. He's not playing next year. I feel like that's basically what everybody's saying. They're gonna, and he's their only right-hand defenseman aside from Kaden Korzak.
If you want to make a bigger trade, if they're really going after Marner, they'll probably have to shed some cap. I think William Karlsson's name has been thrown out there a little.
I feel like I think somebody shot that. I think maybe it was like Pagnotta. I think Pagnotta might have shot it down. But I think he has he definitely has a trade clause.
Oh, yeah,
100%.
definitely does. But
I feel like Whitecloud was the only guy. Like Whitecloud was he was in that Kessel Ring tier of players that people kept mocking to the Sabres. But I just don't see that happening now that Pietrangelo's out. Or likely going to be out. So, I don't know. It's curious that Vegas remains around that conversation. But I do think far and away that the LA Kings are the team that I think just makes the most sense. I think Jordan Spence is like the right-hand defenseman that just kind of checks what the Sabres usually look for in players. Like the analytics division will sign off on that move. He has great underlying stuff, but he's like Kesselring in the fact he's mostly done it in a third pair role. I think he's only 5'11", so he is kind of undersized. But like I said, like the underlying impacts are there. He's a good puck mover, so I could see that being a right-hand defenseman they chase after. If they wanted a forward, Trevor Moore doesn't have trade protection, and then like Alex Lafreniere, he's a guy that he needs a new contract. Was really good for them. That's a guy that I like looked at and been like, man, that would be a nice target in a Byram trade. So I think in a dream scenario, you get Jordan Spence and Alex Lafreniere together. I just don't know if Byram nets you that. I think Byram nets you Jordan Spence and something else. I just don't know what that something else is.
Would Spence kind of just be, in a sense, a swap for Byram? It's just he's right-handed versus Byram's left-handed.
Yeah,
and younger.
Well, he's younger, cheaper. Big plus there. Younger, cheaper, gives you more flexibility. I don't, he's not a guy. I think he is a guy that can maybe work with just about anybody. I just don't know how effective, like, do those impacts translate. It's just the same conversation with whoever they acquire. It's just, can it translate to a higher role? Because that's what they need them for. But the Kings, I've always felt like they've been the team that makes the most sense. They don't have a left-hand defenseman to really pair on the top pair with Doughty or with Brant Clark. So I've always thought they made a lot of sense. Any other questions or any other input on the Byram topic?
I'm just glad something Byram related actually came out tonight.
Yeah, the teams are still around it.
At least there's a little rumor that it's still alive.
Drager's important too, because Drager, I think, is the guy with Sabres sources.
Yeah, because he's on Sabres Live all the time.
Well, he's on Sabres Live, and Friedman, I feel like you can always tell is saying what other teams are telling him.
Yeah.
Drager's I believe he is the guy with Sabres stuff.
JT says, I don't even see a real need to move on from Byram unless the Sabres are getting a ridiculous offer.
I mean, this has been a long live episode, so I get it if you're just jumping in, because the only reason I just kind of hesitate, we kind of answered that before.
Yeah.
It's just, he doesn't give you flexibility.
Right.
He doesn't solve any issues that you have. Like if you're talking like X's and O's, like a big problem that you want Kesselring to solve is, I mean, obviously overall defense, but like, for example, you want to help Owen Power with net front coverage and like puck retrievals and stuff like that. And Bowen Byram he's just like Owen Power, for example. Like they're very similar players. So it's just kind of redundancy. That's why I just hope that they trade Byram for a positive return. Now, if the offers are really awful, like, I don't know, somehow we get word that all the teams are offering are like late first round picks, and like fringe of the lineup guys, like, fine. Like, I do think when Byram's with Rasmus Dahlin, it's a good pair. It is. I just think that if you look out, I think looking elsewhere will help the team.
Still 8 picks left. And it is, 11, almost, it's 10:30.
10:30. I mean, I feel like it's felt long, but like I remember the night Reinhardt got traded. The draft usually drags on to like a little after 11 anyways.
Yeah, that night did drag out because I think Friedman said, Reinhardt's going to the Panthers, but the trade return didn't come out like forever. Because I remember we were watching it.
It was like the next
day at our house, at my house.
Yeah.
And we were all just like sitting in the living room waiting for the trade return, and it just never happened.
Yeah, it definitely took a while. Let's see. Anyone else saying anything? Ryan Sanders says, never doubt other teams coming out of nowhere. It may be 3 teams now, but someone can come out of the blue and just go get him. I mean, look at Mrtka, who saw
No,
Utah coming.
it's true. I mean, we've said it in the past that a lot of the times when the Sabres actually make a trade, it's a team who hasn't been discussed at all. It's with players who haven't been discussed at all. Look at Josh Norris. And it is a team that comes out of the blue, or it's just a complete surprise. So it's a good point. Like, even though Drager's bringing up these 3 teams, it could be someone we're not expecting, a player we haven't talked about at all. Because I mean, as much as I think Sabres Twitter and some Sabres accounts mocked Kesselring to us for a while, just because of the situation Utah was in and that he's a right-handed defenseman. No one really talked about Kesselring for a long time. He was never rumored. It's not like he was rumored to be out there. It just happened. Same thing. I mean, obviously Josh Dome's not as much of an asset as much where he would probably have rumors about him, but those are another 2 names where it seemingly came out of nowhere. So it's a completely valid point.
Yeah. And I mean, it obviously sucks that, a lot of our current trade mocks before the draft centered around some of our draft capital here. But that doesn't exclude the fact that Bowen Byram still could get dealt, whether it's sometime this offseason, whether it's now. It sucks if we're going to have to wait. I mean, with each passing day, I could honestly say that, it becomes less and less likely. But
then you have to make him an offer.
Right. You have to make him an offer, but not saying it can't happen. Like something could come out of nowhere and something could change. But I'm still sticking with what I said the other night on the pod. Give me until July 5th, like what Jonah was saying. That's when the off season really kicks into, the cottage off season where everyone just goes away. Everyone just, packs it up, has their summers, players are training. That's it, vacationing. It's going to suck. And it's going to suck, especially if, there's holes in this roster and it's going to be quiet for a long time. But I'm going to remain optimistic until then because I feel like if I don't, I'm just going to lose my mind.
And if we were just negative the whole time, even leading up to it,
yeah,
then initially, once whatever move happens, we're just going to hate it right away.
Exactly.
Like you got to...
I can't be negative all the time. It really just, I mean, I know the Sabres are such a difficult organization to be like a diehard fan of, but I hold out the fact that one day it's going to be all worth it. And if you look in the past, this team has had tons of franchise success. It's been the last decade and a half that's been very, very bad. That could change though. I hate to make the comparison. Look at the Bills. They were bad for a very, very, very long time. And, Josh Allen obviously did a ton of legwork with pulling that team out of the gutter. But, you never know what could happen.
Got to give credit to the owner, too. I mean, Terry Bagula has backed that team to no end. I mean, he's building a new
I'm just going to cut him off.
I'm just going to,
Right,
you're going to rip the mic
you.
out of his hand. And
the blue lights are getting to him.
I haven't had a sip in 2 hours.
Anything else, Christian? Really
No.
just trying to wait things out here.
I think so, yeah.
Pick 25, man.
Are we just gonna stare at the TV until
I don't know.
this is over? I really don't feel like anything else is gonna happen. Vaclav Varada going to Chicago.
Varada.
Going to the Chicago Blackhawks. Yeah, I mean, hey, Ryan Sanders makes a good point. The Sabres have 2 Joshes on their team. The Bills only really have one. Could be big.
Could be.
Yeah, but I don't know. It seems like the night's kind of drying up here, heading into pick 26.
I don't know.
Got anything else, bro?
I feel like this is the first draft I think I've ever watched, as long as we've had this, where I'm just actually probably the first one ever. Where I'm just like, I have really not paid attention to this class at all because we've just been talking.
Yeah.
All I know is that the Islanders were winners, I think.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I think they did a great job,
Yeah.
even keeping their picks.
Yeah, I don't think, yeah. I mean, they probably got the 2 best prospects they could have asked for at that range.
All I know is the Sabres got the steal of the draft. He's the man. He's underrated. He's going to come out to be one of the best players of the draft. The Sabres draft well.
Did we even bring up how, like, of the first 9 picks in the draft, the Sabres draft pick was the one that ESPN immediately took a dump on?
They did immediately.
Like, immediately. I mean, like, Kaplan's like, I think this is a reach.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, all right. Thanks, guys. We've had a tough week enough here.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for.
Like, we had family members texting us being like, man, this ESPN, they really hate this draft
I honestly
pick.
think that's what most people were talking about in our big group chat. It was same.
It's like, man,
people were like,
ESPN is really
Emily doesn't like it.
like, okay.
Well, we're going against the grain.
Yeah.
Gotta trust the process.
Buffalo
Gotta
versus
trust
the
our
world. There's
process.
so much misinformation out there. Oh, man. Can we get, like, one spicy trade just to, like, close off the night here?
I don't think there's gonna be anything.
So disappointing, man.
It's literally what there's been 2 trades and it's been all just for draft.
What's
picks.
the last draft pick for player trade that there's been during the draft? Was it Alex Romanov back in 2022? Or I guess didn't that one involve Kirby Doc too or something? Maybe I'm
Why
misremembering.
were all the trades last year, not during the draft?
There weren't
Obviously,
any. There weren't any.
There weren't.
Last
Well,
year was the first round with no. I mean,
No, I'm talking about-
Mikhail Sergachev got traded.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm talking about
the
first
second
round.
day.
I'm talking
Yeah.
about night 1, first round.
Night 1. Yeah, it's Romanoff. But there were moves that happened in the second day of last year.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, this Beck Melenstein.
No, that happened before the draft though.
Yeah, but it happened that day.
Yeah, it happened that day. But during the draft,
Yeah.
it was Sergachev.
Nothing like waking up to Sabres news. Be like, who the?
We got a Rangers fan in the comments right now.
Uh-oh.
Boxing fan 5555. Hey Sabres fans, I just want to say I'm sorry for what your GM did by trading JJ Peterka. You could have got more for him. I'm a Rangers fan.
Thanks, man. That really makes me feel a lot. Just because you said you're a Rangers fan and you feel bad, that makes me feel infinitely better.
Like I know I'm repeating myself. I'm indifferent to the trade. Could have gotten more. It is what it is. They obviously, you know what, with JJ Peterka, it could have been issues with the coach. It could have been issues with a lot of different things. You never know. It does suck losing his, scoring ability, but hopefully they address that. Can't say I'm too confident, but hoping they address that.
Did you see the not safe for work nickname that?
I did.
Interesting.
I don't understand how that works though. Like,
That's just what his last name means.
Really?
That's what Vic said. Victor. I'm not gonna say it on stream, but for anybody listening, and Radim Mrtka has a
Mrtka,
very interesting
yes.
translation in the Slovakian or the Czechoslovakia
Yeah.
language. You can check Vic Murata.
Yeah. If anyone in the comments wants to clarify for us, feel free.
We won't say it on here, but yeah,
Yeah.
check the comments. I'm sure somebody will
Just spam the word. Just do that.
willing to oblige. Let's see. Let's go into the YouTube chat. Been a while.
Someone said Nick Perbix,
Yeah, 7-year deal inbound. Yeah, he's like, he feels like the failsafe. I kind of forgot about him. He is like the failsafe.
I mean, but
I feel
just
like-
adding to your decor. I mean, it's fine, but
Well,
it's not
I feel
what
like
you need to
maybe
address
if you do Byram for a forward, you need it right. If you do Byram for a forward and you don't make a subsequent right hand addition move, your top your top pair is either Jacob Bernard Doc or Connor Clifton.
Oof.
Yeah,
Oof.
they've done worse. They've jammed Henry Okiharu into a top pair role. or top 4 role for the last 5 years. So
Someone did translate the nickname
they
for
did
us
it in there.
the chat. They
Thank
did.
you.
Thank you.
Can we shout out this hero?
Buffalo Sean, thank you.
Buffalo Sean, thank you for doing our dirty work. Now the people know what Radim Mrtka or Mrtka will be referred to in Czechoslovakia.
It's gonna be just absolute material to make when.
Well,
he
it's
does
actually
play
funny.
for the team.
If anybody's listening, go check our Instagram. We just did a collab post with Sabres Access, and we did a graphic for it.
There you
Well,
go.
I didn't do it. Sabres Access did it. So honestly, you can check that right now. It's a funny nickname, man. Very funny. That's something like if the Sabres locker room gets a hold of that, he'll never hear the end of that.
I'm sure they will eventually.
Somebody will.
Yeah.
If anybody were to have gotten it, it probably would have been JJ Peterka. Someone who's just online way too much.
Oh man. Oh yeah, JP's picking up his headphones and he's hitting some empty beer cans over there. Are they talking to you yet? You get any ideas? Are there any ideas?
Get this man his car keys.
Yeah. Do I have one more, chat? Do I go crack one more?
I mean, you don't have to go. You just
This is
have to
true.
walk 20 feet to your bed. Honestly, you could just pass out right there
I could
on the live.
on live.
If you just want to rest your eyes for like 20 minutes, we'll wake you up when the Adams presser starts.
Oh yeah, I forgot Adams is speaking tonight.
I wonder, we might be able to broadcast that on here. Do like a live reaction to him.
We can't, or we like.
I think
would
we
it
might
not
be.
work?
I
or-
think we might be able to
I would be down.
just live react, just live commentate it. We'll give it a shot.
Sure. Yeah. Why not?
If
We got nothing.
can
but
we fill
time.
space for the next? Let's see. There's 6 picks left. So, what's that? Roughly hour and a half.
Someone said 4 more beers. I don't know. Do you want to do like some?
I love our fans. Our fans are the best.
Do you want to do some like trivia or something? I don't know.
I got something before we do that. Patrick Bacon, he's like,
Oh, this is going to be like a funny prospects probability, isn't it?
yes, it is.
Oh my God.
He's
He's
like
always the
a
best.
big draft guy. He ranks all of the guys. He has all of like their NHL probabilities and stuff.
Based on NHLE. Yeah.
Yes. The Pittsburgh Penguins, with their 24th selection, picked William Horcroft.
This is who they drafted up or traded up for, I think.
Yes. Patrick Bacon had him ranked 265th, with a 0% chance of becoming a star and a 3% chance of becoming an NHLer. And they traded up. So they traded up for him.
There's always one.
Dubas masterclass.
You know, the funniest part about that is I don't think he was GM still. He might have been, though. Who did the Leafs take that happened to? Was that Easton Cowan? Cowan?
That's the last first round pick they had,
I
right?
think.
It's Easton Cohen.
I need to fact check this.
He said, good chance the model is underrating him here. And then one of the top comments, well, I can't be overrating him.
Let me see. I need to see if I can find Cowan's probability. Yep. Here it is from June 28th, 2023. Leafs select Easton Cowan 28th overall. I ranked him 109th overall. So a lot better than
A lot better.
What
260.
what was his name?
William Borkoff, I
And
believe.
Borkoff.
Horkoff. William Horkoff.
Horkoff. Easton Cowan had a 1% chance of becoming a star and a 4% chance of becoming an NHLer. Now, he's definitely raised his stock since
he
then.
has. So maybe his model's
Possibly
not-
the
not
greatest
correct.
London night, according to TSN. ever.
Jesus. We do have a scenario based question here.
Okay.
Which fits best on the Sabres? Pedersen, Robertson, Kyrou, Marner. I know you would have to acquire all of them differently, but who would you most like to have out of all of them?
If we're talking the peak version of each of these players, I think it's Pedersen.
You think so?
If you get 22, 23 Pedersen,
Is it just because he's a center? Because
or
Marner's got-
two-way center who can score and play make. I mean, Marner's great, but
he's a winger.
I think the position thing matters there.
Yeah.
Also, like, where's Marner going to play on this team?
This is
I'm
true.
just kidding. He's not getting bumped off his position. But
Fourth line.
But I think if we're talking fits, like the Sabres, I think the one position the Sabres do not need to add to at this point is right wing. Now, if you get Mitch Marner, Tage Thompson probably does move back to center in that scenario. But I wouldn't hold my breath. It's funny. Mitch Marner supposedly is going to, this might take a little bit for him to make his decision because he wants to go to each city and visit.
What is this? LeBron the decision? What is this? Is this like
I think
LeBron
that's
the
fair.
decision?
Honestly, I'm surprised more players don't do that. Like visit the city, do all that. I mean, I guess they can do it before, which is kind of tampering and all that, but still. I'm surprised more players don't do that, but if you're Kevin Adams and you're bringing Mitch Marner to Buffalo, where are you bringing him? To hook him. Are you going?
We're taking him.
40 Thieves might be on the list. Are you taking him straight to Chippewa?
You're taking.
He's a family man now.
No, exactly. You're taking him straight to one Bills drive to meet Josh Allen. That's what you're doing.
Good answer. What if Josh is in California though?
Then you're taking him to what's another solid?
The new stadium. Taking it.
There you go.
Giving him a tour of the new Bill Stadium.
And then
Yeah,
Terry
this is
Pagula reaches
exactly-
it. Terry Pagula reaches it, or not Terry Pagula. Who's the COO? Pete Gwelly.
Pete Gwelly.
Pete Gwelly goes like he reaches into his back pocket. These season tickets, these lifetime season tickets, front row could be yours.
And then he goes. Listen, Mitch. If this doesn't work out, you see what you're looking around at this construction stadium. This is what the KeyBank Center is going to look like when they're demolishing it.
You could give him the Terrell Owens treatment too. We'll give you the key to the city, Mitchie. How about that?
That would imply you're signing Mitch to a 1-year deal.
He's also a Toronto boy. Like Tim Hortons endorsement or brand deal right away.
Right there.
Whip that up.
Tim Horton statue right there, right downtown.
There you go.
Which is
Tim
crazy.
Hortons connected to the arena.
Which is crazy because he's in front of that. Like they're still trying to build up that.
Well, it's in front of Tim Hortons.
No, it's across the street, but like the actual statue behind it is like still a construction zone. I can't remember what are they building there.
I think I know because like when you're in the Tim Hortons, like you can see it.
If you're looking out the windows,
I think it
of the
was
Tim
supposed to
Hortons.
be apartments.
Yeah, like
Because I went there very often for like.
You got to finish that. Like you can't just have Timmy just
I think
sitting out
I
there
was
like
probably
that.
COVID or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, hey, the Skyway's getting renovated supposedly, right into the
right into the
marketplace.
Yeah. And
That's
they're
cool.
supposed to have like a new metro
Yeah.
over there too.
Show Mitch those. Show him the blueprints. Like, hey, you stick around, this is gonna look great.
And then you go to Vegas and be like, yeah, there's the Bellagio, there's the MGM Grand, there's the Sphere over there. It's pretty sick, isn't it?
Yeah. Vegas has to be careful because, like, if you take them, like, I went there once for hockey, and the hotel that I stayed at was outside the city, and it's just desert. It's really crazy, man. They just built that place in the middle of a desert.
Yeah. All of Nevada's a desert.
He's
How did he get there?
He's already at
How
Disney.
did he get to Disney
This
so
draft
fast?
has gone on so long. Roger McQueen is already at Disneyland.
He got from where was this?
I think it's in L.A.
Okay, it's in LA.
But still, he's already there. That's incredible.
in the park.
That is the best thing to come out of this draft. That is awesome. He's at Disneyland with his jersey on. He's probably sweating his ass off. It's probably hot as hell.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
Someone said
Like, what would be the Sabres equivalent to that? where do you
helicopter?
where's Radim
Mrtka?
Mrtka going first?
Well, I mean, the Goo Goo Doll said stay away from the food. Maybe just fly him to Barbill.
Maybe to the I don't know.
Bring him to Fantasy Island.
Fantasy Island.
It's not Fantasy Island anymore.
What is it?
It's called Niagara Water Park now or something.
All right, bring him to Darien
It's
Lake.
Fantasy Island. That's good stuff. Good stuff. But I guess that kind of spiraled from the best forward fit conversation.
I didn't give my answer. I think I know you're talking about at their peak, Pettersson, but the players they are right now, I think it's Mitch Marner. It just fits everything we need. A
like I
winger,
said,
a playmaker.
The for me the conversation is
Eric Comrie.
if it's
Shout out Eric Comrie.
Eric Comrie making the Jets pick.
selection.
Man, nobody famous is from Winnipeg. That's tough. Get anybody else? That's cool.
But yeah, I think it's Marner.
I don't know.
I think it is.
I think you're underrating Jason Robertson. Jason Robertson is real, and especially team need now. You need a left wing. I don't know if I can put Marner above Robertson, especially for the cost. I mean, I know Robertson is a year away from a big extension, but he's basically Marner, just a bit more of a goal scorer, left winger. I don't know. I think
guess so.
Kyrou is definitely fourth for me.
Yeah.
I think even though he's better than Pedersen right now, I think I trust Pedersen being revived. So I guess I would go like. I mean, if we're talking player they are right now, it probably goes Robertson, Marner, Pedersen, then Kyrou. But then I think if we're talking peak of each of those players, I think Pedersen immediately jumps up to first for me.
That's fair. Yeah.
Let's see. Christian is up right now, so let me pull up the live chat, see if there's anything else. And honestly, for the 2,000 people tuning in, somehow, thank you. It's been a long. We've gone 2.5 hours.
Yeah, this is very. This has been.
Pick 28, and Christian has grabbed another blue light and some pizza.
Don't worry, I'm the only one driving. I haven't had a drink in 2 hours.
Brandon Lukomsky says for the Marner conversation, bring him to Adolph's First Ward Tavern. I can attest to that. Great wings.
I've been there.
Phenomenal wings.
Yep, I was at your one team party.
Yep.
It was pretty good.
Very good wings. That's like my. You know how like everybody's like, what's your favorite wing place in Buffalo? And obviously Barbell and Duff's are like the common picks. And like I can't even disagree with those. But I think if like my sleeper pick, or I guess like my pick that makes me different, I think it would be Adolph's. Very good. Very good.
That would be the only thing, is to give Marner a tour of all of the best food places in Buffalo. That's the only thing we probably really could do.
I've also heard good things about 911 Tavern, but I've never been there.
I've never been. I've never
need
been
to
to
go.
911 Tavern either.
Like
I
really.
mean, there's a
good.
lot of places.
You know what's a sleeper pick? Wing nuts. So
I mean,
actually
it's good. No,
very good.
I've had wing nuts.
It's different because it's
That's
like,
the place near Northtown.
The
We've
problem
been there.
is with like usually like if you go to Barbell or something, like the wings are super crispy and they're
See,
fantastic.
I maybe it was just a few bad experiences, but once or twice, like you ask for like medium, they just douse that shit.
That's
in sauce.
what Duff's did to me. It
Really?
Was just, they doused. It was terrible.
Yeah.
But it happens.
Like it was so much, it was cold.
Oh.
Like yeah,
No, you can't have them swimming in sauce.
yeah,
It's terrible.
It was. That's why I say no.
But with wing nuts, they have like jumbo wings, and usually jumbo wings suck because they're all like when you try and cook them, they get all gummy and weird and gross. But it's like I haven't had anything else like it before. It's just fantastic. Every time I've been, it's been great. We're talking about wings.
I was gonna say
We're
we've
at
gotten to the
pick
wings.
29.
We've gotten to the wings conversation.
Yeah.
Portion of the night.
Anyone else saying anything? Let's. Oh, there's some picks. Wait, hey, Buffalo Sean said wing nuts is my number one.
Okay,
It's good.
There you go.
I love wing nuts. Signature sauce is great.
There you go. Let's talk.
Only the true Sabres diehards are in here. Damn right.
Fucking right. This is where we all hang out. Let's Tuck and Go says blue light ? I don't think he approves of you drinking.
Really? I like a good Canadian beer.
Did people think that we're not like of age?
Okay, so
I mean,
okay.
I wasn't of
Let me-
age when we started the
Let
podcast.
me ask him.
You
this.
always
It's like-
bullied me. You said, "Ha, watch this, Cracko." We opened a few. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. But you would open a few episodes with.
Oh yeah.
You would
back in
crack
the
one.
day
You
when
would
we
crack one
recorded
open,
it,
and
yeah.
I'm like, I legally cannot share a beer with you
No,
right
you
now.
cannot. No. I will say, like, hey, in response to that, what beer does he like? Hopefully he answers. I don't know.
I mean, I couldn't really tell how old he was. This could be like a 12-year-old tuning in.
Yeah. Right.
It could be. He's like, "What's a blue light? Can I have one?"
Someone said number 1 Barbell, number 2 Duff's, number 3 Elmo's, number 4
Oh, Elmo's, I've heard.
Gate.
What's the fourth one?
Gabriel's Gate. I've never had Gabriel's Gate.
I don't think I've
I've
ever
heard
heard
it's
of it.
very good. I haven't had 911. So the three
It's hard to
places-
find a bad
The 3 places
wing
I need
place.
to find to try are Gabriel's Gate, 911 Tavern, and Adolph's. But Elmo's double dip wings,
Very good.
Oh, so good. I used to have them at our old apartment all the time. So good.
I think 9/11 is the one where you have to legitimately get there right when they open, or you're not getting in there. They have like a tiny, tiny area to actually eat, and they have like only one person who actually cooks everything. Like it's
So what do people
Well,
just?
it's in the old First Ward, right? Isn't it South Buffalo? Isn't 9/11 like South Buffalo?
I have no clue. Never been there. I know, or is it like? Does everybody just order out?
no, like it's literally like
Oh, it's
if
in
you,
person
you
or
have to
nothing?
get there right away, or
Interesting.
you're waiting.
Interesting.
Um,
I'm sure some people in the comments could attest. Now everybody's talking about beer in the comments.
Wait, which one? Twitter or?
Twitter. Brandon Lukomsky's like, where are their Molsons? Question mark.
Oh.
And Let's Tuck and Go says Labatt. And then he said JK Blue Moon.
Blue Moon. Blue
Yep,
Moon, suck
Blue Moon.
one.
Yep.
Yes,
Blue
Blue
Moon.
Moon is a great choice. Jonah and I have been.
Yes.
We've been drinking those recently.
I love a good Blue Moon.
With
a
an
nice
orange?
a nice draft Blue
With
Moon
an
with
orange.
an orange peel.
Those are the best ones.
Love
I
it.
think Blue Moons are genuinely just a different type of beer. They're so good.
They're really good.
They are
nice
really, really
Belgian
good.
white, nice
Oh,
orange flavor. So good.
So good.
So good.
I could go from next time we're here. Get some
I'll
blue.
get some
Blue Moons.
I'll get some Blue Moons next time. All right. They're a little heavier, but you know what? We're treating ourselves.
We do a little heavy.
Yeah.
We do a little heavy.
Yeah.
I saw when you're doing a lot.
When I was
heavy
picking
tonight.
when I was picking these up at I just stopped at a convenience store. I saw they had Labatt heavies with the goat head.
Oh, those
logo
must have
on
been
'em.
tempting.
But they had the goat head logo on them, so I was like, do I get the ones with like for the pot? Do
You're
I get
probably
the
like, oh,
goat
it's,
head
it's like, oh,
ones?
I can't say
But
no.
I was like, I can't do that. I can't do that.
It's like it
I'm just
might be on camera tonight.
right.
Don't want to be cross-eyed talking about Radim Mrtka.
Radim Mrtka and his nickname.
Did you check Instagram yet? Did you see the graphic?
Hold on.
Did you check?
I actually got to check.
If anybody's just
Oh
joined.
my god! Dude,
If anybody's
it's
just
in bold letters, it's like the half
I didn't
of the graphic.
I didn't make the graphic. All right. If anybody's listening,
All right.
go to Instagram for 2 seconds at the Sabre Report and just look at the last
All
collaboration.
right. Well, I'm
post.
screenshotting.
It's very
I'm
funny.
screenshotting that.
That will be that'll have some future
and
use.
That will be used a lot in the future.
That's gonna be the first thing that goes along with like the moment he gets like called up for his first NHL game or signs
That
his
could
ELC.
easily go like NHL level viral. Like
Oh, that was
NHL
like
sphere
that was like
viral.
the Devin Levi. I'm not trying to be too horny comment. Oh, this is fun.
Jonah's favorite team is on
Oh,
the
Carolina's on the clock. Oh my god! Look at this loser off.
Oh
What
my
back
God.
office closet are they in? Where did they set up?
clock. Oh
They
my
pulled up in a
God.
random office building and just set up.
Look, they might have a worse owner than us, so you are right by that. It probably is a back office something.
I mean, what their arena was ranked like worst for away teams in the league. So poverty franchise. Guarantee they're gonna draft somebody from like the KHL who has like a sick NHLE. That's what they always do. Every time.
YouTube chat's kind of popping off right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. There's some questions. Well, first of all, a real MF Mud said Jerry Arenas is the best pizza in Western New York. It's in Batavia. Never had it.
Bit of a trek for us.
Yeah, it's like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Ryan Sanders said, sit, start, trade, Eichel, Thompson, McGillney.
Wait, say that again.
Sit, start, trade, Eichel, Thompson, McGillney.
Sit, start
trade.
Eichel, Thompson, McGillney. I think we should start the Hall of Famer.
McGillney's getting the start, yeah.
I guess then it becomes Thompson versus Eichel.
I'm just gonna be honest. I think I'm sitting Eichel and I'm trading Thompson.
Probably. How about Sabres careers? That's interesting.
Oh, Sabres career
Is
okay.
20
Well, Mogilny's one. Obviously.
Well, yeah, obviously. Is this year's Tage Thompson or is 22-23 Tage Thompson? Is that better than 19-20
Yes.
Eichel?
Well, here's the thing. It sucks the way it turned out because like.
Well, I'm just
literally,
talking. I'm just talking about player talent. Who was better?
When you think about it, like afterwards, Eichel was just so great.
94,
left.
94 point Tage Thompson or what was
taking Thompson.
I think I do.
I'm taking Thompson.
He was very bad defensively in each of those years, but just so fun offensively and so good. I mean, he led the league in even strength goals this year.
Someone said Franco's Pizza's goated. That's what we had tonight.
That's what we had.
We had Franco's Pizza's
ding,
fantastic.
Ding, ding.
Yeah.
We won. Yeah.
We had a little.
We didn't get any wings from there though.
We got boneless wings.
Yeah. Chicken nuggets.
They got some good sauces there. Sleeper sauces.
Yeah.
What is this? What is this turning into?
We're passing the time until the Adams presser.
It's literally.
Look, we're having a good time. We're having a good time. Oh, good. Carolina, their losers are trading the pick because there's no KHL defenseman available.
They're trading to Chicago.
Interesting. Are there any players involved in this trade? That's what I just want to know. I'm just trying to. Are they going to put the trade details in? I don't know. I'm sure Friedman tweeted about it. 29th overall to Blackhawks. Nope. 34, 62, and a fifth in 2027.
It's
just had to throw the fifth in there.
It's all trades. I mean, it's all pick
all
trades.
Picks. So boring. You know, that's a draft room. Carolina wishes they had a draft room. Like, they even got the puck in there.
The puck is kind of cool, but the rest of it's just tables and they put cloths over it. The Sabres got a draft room. Or do I mean the Bills
rented
got
one.
a draft
They
room.
rented they rented an Airbnb.
Yes,
You think they're staying the night? That's why they're like, well, we got it. We might as well use it. There was one I wanted to read off.
Someone said bad wing place equals Buffalo Wild Wings. I have a friend. The Wings do.
Buffalo Wild Wings. That's good. That's right. That is correct.
Friend when they did. You know how they're doing the unlimited wings deal. He went there. He ate 57 wings. I'm like, bro, you're out of your mind.
If he ate 57 at Buffalo Wild Wings, like,
Ooh.
I'm curious to see what he would.
Restaurant review report.
Yes, Darren. Yes. There was one. This one's from The Boy. I'm sure you can read it. The first one's funny. Could have used you guys a few nights ago. Lost in the beer league chip 5-4. Hockey hasn't been too good to me. Also, Labatt and Blue Moon over Molson. Agreed.
Okay, yeah. Sounds like us.
Did you read the second? Did you read the second one?
What?
He said JJ Peterka's hello video to Utah is literally in a bar. In a bar.
Well,
Dude,
in Spain.
Dude,
He's in Spain right
dude
now.
Dude is a degen. I didn't even notice that. That's funny. Good catch.
Actually got something about Peterka. Do you think?
And from The Boy again. Terry's notepad is loaded tonight.
Oh yeah, it has been. He's probably He's got his own list. He's got his own rankings, and he's been crossing out names as they're going.
Well, I have to know because I was hearing stuff before the Bills draft. Funny enough, I always hear stuff funny enough about their draft picks. That like Terry had his own list of guys, and he had a pick. Who was the lineman that went? Because I told you guys about it. It was one of the O linemen.
What year?
This year. It was Terry's guy.
that we drafted?
No. Somebody else drafted.
Oh, I don't remember then. There's so many.
Where is it?
I was gonna say though.
Walter Nolan. That's who it was.
Do you think it means anything that I don't think any players other than UPL said something about Peterka leaving?
Did Peterka or did Luukkonen say something?
I thought someone said he posted the trade, but I don't
didn't
follow any
see
of
it.
the players myself, so I have no idea. But you didn't see anybody like post about it.
I didn't go looking.
Yeah.
But I thought it was telling. Not that players disliked him.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was he's just not maybe that close. Like Okposo, I remember got a bunch.
When Cousins got
a bunch.
Middlestack got a bunch. It's not that it doesn't mean anything bad on Peterka.
No, I think it's just maybe
it's
he just wasn't.
interesting. And even Kessering talked in his press conference how he was talking to Tage like right after the trade actually happened.
We didn't really mention it, but Kesselring and Doan played with Tage at the Worlds, and
Yep. And Kessering technically played with Levi at
Northeastern, really?
and
Kesselring
yes.
went to Northeastern.
I believe he said Levi was hurt during that time, so they didn't technically play together, but they were on the same team.
I'm trying to think because Levi didn't have a college season in 2020. Was this 2019?
It might have been. He said he played with Levi, so it was definitely a
Interesting.
Northeastern. And
It
who
wasn't
else?
like an international turn. Well, no, it wouldn't
No.
have been because he's
No.
American.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then obviously Kesselring played with Zucker. So those were
Yep.
the few guys he mentioned during the press conference that he knew.
Very interesting. What else? Let's go back into the chat. What else? Yep. Buffalo Sean. Don't remember seeing a single post from the players about Mrtka. Tage posted about Kesselring and Doan. Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, like I said, one more time. This is not. I don't think
Yeah,
Mrtka
yeah.
was hated by any means. I think it's maybe just like he was very close with Luukkonen, and that might have been it. When he his rookie season, it felt like him and Quinn were like inseparable,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
I don't know. Doesn't feel like we got as much of that.
I think what it probably came to is Mrtka was unhappy. Reportedly, at least his agent may have pushed for a trade, and players aren't going to like that.
Yeah, probably
That's
alienated
probably
them
what
a
it came
bit.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. I actually heard they were talking about. I think Joe DiBiase was talking about it, and I forget. I think it was actually about Ryan O'Reilly. It was just talking about offer sheets, and that when a player signs one, and then once the team that they were just on, matches the offer sheet,
It can be awkward.
it can be awkward. Yeah, which I never thought about that. That it can be awkward because you're signing to play with another team, and then the team you're playing on matches it. So I think that's probably what it comes down to. Mrtka is that people knew he was unhappy, and
His agent is chronically online.
yeah.
How the hell are we still on pick 29?
Dude, the Chicago pick has taken at least 10 minutes.
Well, they picked Mason West, but we got 3 more after this.
6'6", 218. God damn.
Big.
Don't sound so excited, Christian. They were just showing his NFL. I mean, not his NFL. His high school football stats. I don't know if you saw.
We're at that part of the draft. No,
Yeah.
I couldn't really see it.
See, they're
there
showing
it
it right
is.
now.
QB for Adina. 2,500 pass yards, 37 touchdowns, 4
Yeah,
interceptions.
he's an
It's a good
athlete.
ratio.
Yeah, he's good.
they're showing football highlights.
Football highlights instead of
That was a dot.
hockey highlights. That's great.
All right. I remember when Middlestat was taken, what was he, 7th overall? Like all high school video is in like 360p. And the football footage might be like better quality than what you'll find because he went to Minnesota high school. Interesting. What else? Somebody said Imperial Pizza's an S tier as well. Never had there.
Picasso's.
I'm curious to see. Well, what does the chat think about Picasso's?
My uncle swears by Imperial. I've never had it, but I
have it. Where is it? Where is it located?
It's in like Cheektowaga.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
I like a good Picasso's pie. It's good.
It's good. I'm just curious.
Town Line and
I
all.
feel like, we've grown up on Picasso's because we all lived so close into it. In Prox, like it was probably the closest pizzeria to any of us.
There's a new place like in Lancaster. It's called Brooklyn Pizza.
Where's that?
It's like West Seneca area, I think.
That's not really Lancaster.
Well, I mean, like it's like if you go transit,
I know.
If you go transit, you go like on the one side of transit, it's like right over there.
Oh, okay.
So it's close to Lancaster, but it's
Yeah.
like right into West Seneca. It's good. There's also De Niro's that's in Cheektowaga.
We didn't really
Good
bring up Leo's.
hit or miss.
Not a fan. Thumbs down from
hit or
JP.
miss.
Not
Depends.
not a fan of Leo's.
No.
Nah. I can't. But if we're talking wings, I don't think I've had their wings.
No,
before.
yeah, I haven't had that. It's probably just like you get most pizza places around here. The wings are mostly the same.
Everybody's got it down to a science.
Yeah, unless you go to a wing place like Barbill.
Oh,
or
yeah.
like a wing nuts.
Like the
then
bar is pretty high.
Yeah, that's when you separate yourself from a pizzeria around here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, hopefully San Jose makes it a little bit more quick here.
Bosie's Pizza. Somebody's
Bocce's, you
or
mean?
I'm sorry.
Damn.
I don't know. Both-
Bocce's is good. A lot of my family likes Bocce's. It's just the sauce for me is very sweet. I'm not like a huge Bocce's guy.
What was the pizza place near our apartment?
Oh, Forno Napoli.
Yes.
So Forno,
okay, calm down over there.
Forno Napoli is like a actual like Italian pizzeria. So it's like very thin crust, very Neapolitan like. It's not like Buffalo pizza, or it's not even like New York City pizza. It's just like completely different. It's good. It's really good.
I had it plenty of times. I think we had.
Did we have it?
I don't know if we had. Oh, well, what was the place we always got?
When at my place? Or
I
our place?
remember picking up a pizza for the Sabres, Panthers, basically do or die game. The Alex Tuck offside game.
Almost certain it was Franco's.
Okay.
I'm
It was
almost
close.
certain it was Franco's.
Rarely got corn on it.
Okay.
It was only like
I didn't remember
Yeah.
the name.
It was like a couple of times we got it.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a sleeper spot.
From Ryan Sanders, the Bowen Byram fan account is about to become the Josh Doan fan account. Just watch. That would be a good one.
The Josh
That would be
Norris
a good
fan
one.
account.
So here's the thing.
rumor has it.
Rumor has it
be
that
Josh Norris.
The three of us may or may not know who the Bowen Byram fan account is. It's not any of us. It's not anybody affiliated with TSR. But we may or may not know who it is, and we have talked to them, and we think they're next victim.
Well, and the conversation really is at first it was Bush,
Lovable.
lovable,
Not a great player, but lovable.
But then he was gone the next year.
Mhm.
Then it was Mitz,
It was Casey Middlestat.
gone the next year after that. Then it was Bowen Byram, gone the next year after that.
He what? Not yet.
Not yet. That's true.
We
That's a good
Bowen
point.
Byram. We are a year and 3 months since he was acquired.
Yeah,
So
likely gone.
I don't know, Josh Doan. It feels like you got to pick someone who's close to on their way out.
Yeah, but he's thinking. Think he's thinking Norris, but
Are you grabbing another blue? No. I'm just wondering. I'm sure.
I'm sure the Adams press conference would lead me to drink another 3 or 4. of them.
Yeah, we got 3 more picks. Damn.
I think this is definitely the longest we've.
Oh,
ever
100%.
done.
Well, I mean, the last few drafts I feel like one of the drafts we had the mics on the whole time.
You think so?
Yeah. I've edited 4 hours of draft content before. But then we had a normal episode. So I feel like it kind of evens out. I don't know. I think
check the chat.
I think our social batteries are being tested here. I could go forever.
No, I mean I'm down. Like, hey,
Yeah.
I like the chat. They're very engaging right now. Lenova's Buffalo Sean said Lenova's
Yeah, Lenovo
is overrated.
7. Oh, really?
He said it's overrated.
Is
I
it-
agree, I agree with that.
Did-
I agree with that.
I don't know. I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to relax. Especially that one season when they just doused whatever slices they were feeding fans in the arena with sesame seeds.
I like the sesame seeds.
I think it's important that we say this story as many times as possible because, our audience is growing so that people won't know. But JP, I think JP doesn't hate things very often. He's not a hateful person. I think Lenovo Pizza, when they doused their slices in sesame seeds that one Sabre season, might have been the most hate I've ever
it
seen.
was absolutely criminal.
There it is. Rogers with lightning. Oh my God, that's awesome.
Oh my God.
That's incredible.
But that's like I remember the first game that season. I was really looking forward to get a piece of pie at the Sabres game, and then I saw that there's sesame seeds. I was like, "What the hell is going on here?" And I could not finish it. It's just only the Sabres could make me not eat a slice of pizza there, or at least a whole slice of pizza.
Buffalo Sean said, I turned off the draft after Anaheim's pick, got through the whole SpongeBob movie, a Phineas and Ferb episode, and a half hour of Jaws 2. Come on, NHL. While also having you guys on the live stream. I mean, it has been like 3 hours.
Could you say that one? Sorry, could you say that one
He
more
said
time?
that he's watched the entire SpongeBob movie, a Phineas and Ferb episode, and a half an hour of Jaws 2.
Is it the new Phineas and Ferb episodes? I heard they're pretty good. I heard the
I don't
reboot's
know.
doing pretty well.
You think so?
I heard. I don't know.
I didn't watch
My
them.
TikTok For You page is just full of like their songs.
Oh, okay. What else we got here? Someone was talking about Wegmans pizza being top tier. I completely disagree with that. I
They
think
say Wegmans pizza.
I think it's ass.
That's like cardboard.
I literally think it's ass.
Actually, maybe I'm thinking of Tops. I've had
No,
Tops.
Tops is better.
Really?
Yes. You ever had Tops breakfast pizza?
Breakfast,
oh,
no.
brother.
What's-
Tops breakfast.
what's the difference?
I bring those to
What's
Bill's
the
tailgates. They're so good.
What's the difference between Tops breakfast
like,
and
Wegmans doesn't really do breakfast pizzas, but Wegmans with their pizzas, they're just like the sauce. It's so bad. The cheese is gross. I'll tell you, a good Wegmans breakfast. I mean, a good Tops breakfast pizza at a Bill's tailgate when you get there at like 7 a.m. So good.
and then the 20 blue lights that follow taste even better.
Oh, big time.
Oh, look, the Kings fans, they're finally getting their pick. And we've
they
traded it. All right, we got one pick left.
Someone asked us.
Keep your eyes peeled because I don't know when Adams is going to go live.
Someone asked us, "What's the best
Actually,
pizza you
wait,
ever
hold
had?"
on. I'm trying to. Do they have reporters on the scene to ask them questions?
I would assume so. It's in
I
Orchard
don't know.
Park.
You know what's
right?
going to be interesting? They're going to ask about the Mrtka trade probably mostly.
Oh yeah.
We're going to get like zero insight about Radim.
What's the best?
Fortin's
pizza you
just going to
guys
be
have
like
ever had?
twiddling his thumbs the whole time. What's that?
What's the best pizza you guys have ever had?
Oh, man. That's a tough one. I mean, Picasso's is so good. We were raised on it. It's just
Picasso's is good, but like occasionally it's hit or miss.
okay. Well, what's your favorite? Maybe I've had it before.
Would I have to go Buffalo pizza?
I would
that-
say yes, but like I guess where's the best pizza outside Buffalo?
New York City.
Oh,
Like I've had.
I can't.
I've had. So here's any Buffalo list. Well, most people listening to this probably are from Buffalo or the Buffalo area. If you go to the East Village in New York City and go to Prince Street Pizza, it is literally like a cross between a Buffalo slice and a New York slice. So good, so good. I can't say. I've read like there's so many good things I could say about it. It would take me forever.
I don't know if I really can name my favorite. I've eaten a lot of pizza in my lifetime. My old roommates, including Christian, call me the pizza deleter.
Actually, I think I know what you're gonna say.
No, I really don't know if
Oh,
I
never
have a
mind.
favorite, but I could tell you what my least favorite is. Chicago style pizza sucks. Not good. Did not
Interesting.
like it. The deep dish
You're still
did not like
you
it.
still
We
hold
went
it. You're,
there
you're still
in high
holding.
school.
You're still holding grudges
was
from the
not
AOF
good.
trip.
Yes, it was
Interesting.
not-
Never got to go there. You know what the best. I don't know about best pizza. I don't know if I have a thought. Best oven pizza though. You want to talk about pizzas
Is it-
that JP and I were
is it
raised on?
Tony's?
It's Tony's Pizza.
Tony's
the best.
Pizza.
The best.
Oh my god, it's just
So good. So good.
you get
Better than
a
DiGiorno's.
whole thing of that in one sitting. It's perfect.
It's
It's
amazing.
great. We grew up on them. Some DiGiorno pizza is very good.
No, DiGiorno's good. It's just Tony's. You can't beat it.
Tony's
Takes 18
like,
minutes to-
DiGiorno's like an actual pizza. Tony's is like, okay, like I'm just gonna throw something in the oven quick, have a little, have a little late night snack.
It's not
and there you
actually
go.
pizza.
Yeah.
Hold on. Someone in the. So I'm moving over to the Twitter chat right now. Someone in the Twitter. Someone in the Twitter chat, Honest Sabres fan 69 said, "Fuck the Bo Byram account." Bo Byram account's always beefing with someone.
That's so true.
His
God
thing is
forbid.
the logos.
God forbid he sees the navy blue color.
And
he
let's
sees red. That's what he sees.
and let's talk and go says, "What the fuck, Wegmans pizza? I'd rather have UB cafeteria pizza." Respect, I would too. Completely agree with that.
What cafeteria pizza?
UB cafeteria pizza.
Interesting.
La Rosa's.
Oh,
La Rosa's is great.
That's very
La Rosa's is great.
Hmm.
I know.
I mean, I can't
Canisius
say-
guys, they don't got pizza
We
places
don't.
on campus.
I mean, we have pizza, but it wasn't very good. If we have
Yeah,
any
let's talk and
Canisius
go.
people
Prince Street
listening.
Pizza is goated. It is. It is so good. I cannot. If you ever go to the city, you ever go to the East Village, try it out. It's great. All their slices, their spicy vodka slice, their pepperoni slice. It's all fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're calling
Man,
you
we've had
they're calling
so
you the
much.
pizza deleter.
The pizza deleter. Oh, this is incredible.
Oh man.
JP, the pizza deleter.
Someone said Little Caesars is the greatest. My dad used to get hot and ready Little
See, I
Caesars
was
all
never,
the time.
I was never a
loved
fan.
it.
One of my buddies that I always hang out with, like one of my good teammates, and we would always get his dad would always get Little Caesars for us, like after a game or something. And I never complained about it, but I was not a fan. I don't think I've had it in a very long time.
No.
Also hated the Little Caesars hockey team. They're always very good.
Oh, they played
Very
based out of
annoyingly
Michigan,
good.
right?
Very
Them and
annoying.
Honey, what is it? Honey Bake? That's the other one.
I don't know. I was.
They had Honey
I think I
Bake,
played them
Little
once.
Caesars. It's funny because all the teams out in Michigan, they're all like sponsored teams.
Yeah.
Like out here, we have all our own brands.
Homegrown, yeah.
All homegrown brands. Out there, it's all like, oh, this team is sponsored by Little Caesars. So, okay, let me get the little Roman Caesar guy on my jersey and play hockey. Like, all right, we're down to the last pick, and the pick is in.
Pick is in. This is the first round pick from the Matt Kachuk trade.
Oh my God! And he's won 2 cups since they traded for this pick.
That's tough. So I guess this is probably a good time to see if we can hear the I'm just gonna pull up like a Twitter clip. Actually, I think I can play sound effects on here.
He's gonna get creative.
Let's test
with the
this
sound
out.
effects.
Where's the good old?
Hold on. There it is.
If I want to make some money, I'll go drill a gas well.
Can anybody hear that? No?
We can't hear it. Maybe chat.
Can anybody hear the sound effect I just played?
If I want to make some money, I'll go drill a gas well.
We're not gonna be able to hear the Adams compressor then? That'd be a shame.
I wonder if I could pull it up on the TV. What would it be on? Would it just be on Twitter?
Well, I kind of want to. I want chat to hear it too. We're not
That's
gonna be
true,
listening
yeah.
to 2 things at once. Oh God.
I mean, he basically already has. He's been grilled enough times.
Let's be nice to Kevin Adams in the chat. Let's be nice.
They
No
got-
physical threats.
They got Lanny McDonald out here. With
Yeah,
the
he made one of the earlier picks.
32nd
Gotta
pick.
Still got that stash is still going strong.
It's been going strong since the 70s.
I'm trying to see what else do we have here.
The chat says that they heard the sound effect.
They heard the sound effect, so it's really just an issue for us.
It must be, yeah.
Okay, so maybe we can just. Well, that's good. That's good that they heard it.
Yeah.
Um.
There's got to be a way for us to hear it.
Yeah. I'm gonna go,
Would you play the Vine boom sound effect?
Yeah, I'll just.
Everyone's gonna leave.
Everybody's just like, what's
Everyone's
going on?
gonna leave.
Sorry, folks. Let's try and like pull up a Twitter. Like I don't know. I'll pull up a
I mean,
clip off our Twitter.
if we put it on the TV, the mic isn't going to pick it up.
Well, I'm trying to figure out how I'd put it on the TV, though.
That's fair.
Yeah,
They're going. He's live right now.
he's live right now.
Oh, yeah, he is live
Well,
right
pull
now.
up on your phone for now.
Okay.
Live stream will begin shortly. But
Yeah, they're probably waiting for the draft to maybe once this kid's done doing his thing. God, that kid looks 15.
But yeah.
Chad, are you guys ready to hear a little Kevin Adams yap?
Oh boy.
Here we go.
Oh, he's actually.
He's at the podium. Hold on.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of conversations, but I mean, my intention was to be open if there was a way to help the team now to move in the pick, and a lot of conversations, but you know, as you can see, like not many first-round picks are traded and that type of deal. But we worked at it, and ultimately didn't feel like we were comfortable with anything that was presented, and we were excited to make it.
Probably not going to be able to pull it up.
Well, if you're not watching it, he basically just said that
Right shot defenseman that plays good 2 weeks.
there weren't many first-round picks actually traded, so they couldn't find something to improve the team right now.
Plays hard, really, really good kid. And just in my experience as general manager over the years, it's extremely challenging to get those type of players if you don't draft them. So we just felt when that guy's on the board, that was.
Oh, I think I might know how to make us hear it. I think I'm being maybe not.
Yeah, I think with these young players, they take time. You don't want to rush them, but I just philosophically, I always feel like they'll tell us when they're ready, and then you make room. If that means right away, it's great. If it means a year, 2 years, 3 years, you just don't know. But there's a good player there, and we project him as a top 4 great shot defenseman. Whenever that time comes, we'll see. But excited about it.
When you end up getting to that spot, Mrtka is there, Queen is there, was that pretty easy?
Oh, I might be able to pull it up now. I think I figured it out.
In both those players, yeah, they're both extremely talented. And, we liked the other guy you mentioned a lot as well. But just where we had Mrtka on our list, was ahead. And like I said, it's just you get to that spot, it's tough to pass on a guy like that.
Let Jonah cook.
All right, I figured it out.
We had
Mrtka
on our list, was ahead. And like I said, it's just you get to that spot, it's tough to pass on a guy like that with that package.
You talk about the trade situation. I'm assuming most of it was you guys inquiring, trying to make a move, and it's just you weren't getting a lot of interest from other teams. Is that accurate? They weren't that interested and that willing to do much.
Yeah, I guess that's the best way to say it is it's just tough to this time of year, the way it goes, to get an impact player off of a team right now for a draft pick. That's just, I guess just the easiest way to say it. But we were having conversations right up till, close to when the pick was made, but just there weren't the deals that I felt would have made our team better. And that's what I set out to do. If we were going to trade pick 9, it was because it was going to help the Buffalo Sabres right now be a better team, and that just didn't present itself.
What else stood out about him? I know he went through his qualities, but what really like?
Well, I think his background is unique, and Frank Musil in Czech Republic, our scout over there, he grew up relatively close to him, and he knew the family background and just his path. Not easy to get where he's gotten, and then his even transition from Europe into North America this year, the steps he took. I personally saw him at the Holenka last year in Edmonton, is that August, and he caught my attention right away just with the size and the mobility, and then
he loves the size.
We were tracking him pretty close, but to see
big boy
going from the Czech league, and you're not getting as much ice time as a young guy, and all of a sudden playing junior in the West Track, that's a big life transition. His English is great, just an impressive kid. So there's more than just a hockey player there. It's a pretty impressive kid just as a person as well.
Kevin, what made the deal with Utah the other day for JJ?
Work quiet.
Well, I think for me, when I talked to you guys the other day about, you come out of the exit meetings at the end of the season, then you have your coaches meetings and meetings with Terry, and you just really start
to thoughts at the end.
Put a plan together. Okay, what are we focused on? How do we make our team better? And ultimately, when we made the decision to make the trade, that's what we felt we were doing. We identified 6'5" right shot defenseman that we think has big upside still, competitive, plays hard, skates well, and really just for me that was a critical piece that we needed to fill. We've been working on it for a long time and hadn't found the right fit, and he is. So that was a big part of it. And then for me, Doan is someone that he's such a good, just competitive, honest, two-way player at a young age. And we think, he's going to step in our lineup and be impactful, but we think in time the ceiling is higher as well. He's going to be able to be an all-situation player, big, strong, physical, and elite character. And listen, both these guys, they want to be here. They're excited.
There it is. We want to be here.
when they checked the boxes that we were looking for, and then you had the character part, and I certainly did my homework. Even talked to Tage Thompson a few hours before the trade was finalized, just to make sure he had just spent time with them and knew both of them as well. But he was pretty excited when he heard the potential to bring these guys in our locker room.
How much talk was there, if any, about flipping 9 and 4?
There was negotiations going on at different times. Ultimately, yeah, those are things that we went back and forth discussed. But for me, I was focused on Doan and Kesselring. That's the guys I wanted.
To your team, how do you replace the offense that you're ultimately losing? Do you feel
Lance was reading the chat.
Is that something you
Yeah.
How do you replace the offense?
Yeah, it's a great question, Matt, and it's something that
Internal.
we internally as a staff have spent a lot of time on.
No, you said
Oh, okay.
Okay, if you take 28 goals out of your lineup and potentially more, because JJ's still a young player, what do you do? How do you replace it? What happens? And some of it can be the internal, the guys like Jack Quinn's of the world, and Zach Benson,
God damn it.
progressing in their own game. But to be honest with you, when I really down, I think with the talent that we have, we weren't as focused or concerned about scoring goals. It's more, can we defend better? Can we be a team that is
All right,
harder
folks.
to play against?
it's literally what I said. I
Defensively,
told you.
plays
Bar
the
for bar.
game, more responsible, I guess would be a better way to say it.
Well,
And I think both of these
that'll do it for the
players, that's why we
offseason.
focus so much on them, will help in that regard. So that's a big part of it. But it's a good question.
When it comes to Bo Byron, what's the status there? Are you looking to resign, or is that something where you're looking to make a trade?
Yeah, for me, Bo is he's an elite defenseman in the league right now, and so
Pumping the tires.
I am definitely
should,
open.
as he
if
should.
it's
He's doing
kind of
it.
like
As
the
he should.
situation with JJ. If it's the right trade that we think helps our team, we're definitely open to that. In saying that, I love Bo Byram as a player and as a person, and I'm be more than fine with him part of our decor. Right now, the way our decor looks on paper with Bo in there is I think very, very good. So if it's the right thing and the right trade comes across, we'll definitely be open to it, but not something that I'm going to force.
Kesselring maybe take another step forward playing for Team USA. He was in a lot of high pressure situations playing for them. Did you see him almost go to another level playing?
Yeah, I did, Paul. I think that's a good thing. If you notice that, he did elevate, and it felt like in big moments, wanted to be in those type of moments. And the other thing, in Utah, tracking him pretty close last year.
Dude, did you just crack open another one?
it was on the table, and it was an unopened.
It was
I gave it
on
to
the
JJ.
table, so you had to open it.
I had to.
So that's part of the comfort of saying
I've had enough.
that, where we see him right now, we think he can be, in a top 4 role. And
Did you
he
just
can
comment
continue
in
to
our
grow
own
and get
live
better.
chat?
So that was
I had
definitely
to
something
I
that
had
we
to
talked about.
help someone
Oh, okay.
pronounce Mrtka's
Oh.
name.
I was like, are you?
Yeah,
No.
I was like, is he hammered? Is he just
Our
typing random
intention
letters?
after the season,
It should have
and when we
replied to
sat
the
down,
comment.
was
Yeah,
to
I did.
Okay.
sign JJ. We had those discussions, and it became apparent to me and to our group that it wasn't going to work. And for me, then the focus was, if this isn't going to work, then how do we make sure we're helping the Buffalo Sabres improve? And that's going back to really getting guys like Doan and Kesselring that are going to play certain roles, the identity they have, this wanting to be part of the solution, that type of character is important. So that's why we did it.
It wasn't going to work.
Brandon Lukomsky says mix in a water.
How disconcerting is it that one of your top
I
players?
got my water bottle. I'll be fine.
Yeah, no, it's
a
not.
tomorrow
For
problem.
Me, it's hey, you get to the end of the season, you take all the information in. It's fine. It's what's best for the Buffalo Sabres, and the trade was what's best.
Was there really realistically any talk about dollars in term with him and his agent, or was it just he didn't want to move on with it?
Yeah, I mean, we made it clear to them early on that okay, we'd like to work at this, and let's figure out a solution. And it became clear to me that wasn't going to happen. And that's when we changed our focus.
All the homies hate Alan Walsh.
That you guys need to find, a big right shot defenseman. Obviously, Kesselring is that. What do you still need to address? What are the holes you still have?
Good question, Lance.
I'd say that when we went into tonight, you're still talking about, hey, we need to be a better defensive team. And if there was, and maybe there still is, I mean, there's a long offseason.
Let's go trade for Brian Rust.
And, there's still moves that could potentially be made, whether it's in the next couple days or sometimes after July 1st.
I'm going to kill you at Kevin. It doesn't.
I don't know, at some point a few days after July 1st, because sometimes the dust
I mean,
settles.
okay, I guess he traded for McLeod on July 4th.
We're in on a player, it doesn't work out, so what I would say is we need to be better defensively. So we would look for that type of acquisition if they're available, whether that's free agency, trade. And I continue to say this, but we have to be harder to play against. We have to have guys in our lineup that just raise the compete level. And some of that can be, our own internal growth. Like our own players just
Internal growth, take a
getting
shot.
harder and
That's
stronger
too internal
and,
stuff.
Even a year older, some of that happens in the maturity. So that'll be our focus the rest of the way.
Signing Jack and just what that speaks to the potential.
Oh, my God.
Jack Quinn for me.
Oh,
is,
I thought you said Zach.
There's so much upside there, and I think
I thought
coming
Harry.
out of his,
Could somebody
entry-level
ask about
contract,
Zach
if you look
Benson
at the
extending
path
him?
since
Or maybe an
we
Alex Tuck
drafted
question?
him, he's had some challenges, just with the health and the adversity. And I think physically he wasn't where he needed to be last year, and some of that was out of unfortunate circumstance. But what I do know about Jack Quinn is there is not a player that I've been around in my time here that assesses his own game as honestly as he does. And the honest conversations that I had with Jack after the season, I know he took to heart, and he's going to come back. He's going to come back better. So this is a contract that puts him in a position to kind of take the next step, and we're super excited about him. I think Jack's got a huge upside in front of him.
Did you make an attempt to sign JJ at all, like during the season or before the season, like try to engage in that type of thing?
Oh, you mean like last year at this time? No, I think the conversations for me, if I go back to whenever he hired his agent, Alan Walsh, because he had originally had a different agent and then had a new agent. That was probably a couple years ago.
Definitely misses the old
Every
agent.
conversation with Alan from the moment JJ hired him was, hey, we really believe in this kid and think he's got upside. And whenever there were, whether it's, and it's not, I don't want to say it in a negative, whenever there were problems or concerns or things were arising or something was going on, Alan would call me, we'd have a great conversation. I would sit with JJ, we'd talk about it. And did we ever get into contract talks? No, over the year, but he knew that how we felt about him, and that,
They never got into contract
excited about the
talks.
potential in him. But we made the trade because we think it was the best thing for the Buffalo Sabres, and that's the truth. Okay, thanks guys.
Status quo. Status quo.
How we feeling over there, Mr. Optimism?
Man. I mean, I don't know what else I was expecting from that presser.
I think the
kind of
Paterka stuff
assumed-
is very, somehow it makes it worse. It just seems like this guy really wanted nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I know I joke about Alan Walsh being, chronically online, but I do think, given how, his Marc-Andre Fleury saga went on, I feel like he just pumps the arrogance of his clients.
Yeah.
And, it just... Alan's not an idiot, and I can only imagine for how long he was talking about this. I doubt Alan Walsh has another Buffalo client.
I not that I know of. No.
So it just seemed,
I feel like we would have known
Yeah.
if he had another Buffalo client. Well, I mean, he said he's open to making the team better. the status quo.
I thought the one answer I liked is he did his job about Byram, saying he's a top defenseman in this league and whatnot. So he did his job there. But, I mean, other than that, what about Mrtka? He said he, like all their prospects, he noticed them at the U18s, like the size, the frame, all that. Surprised Fortin's usually there with him. So Kevin went solo on this one. They could have, unlike most times, Terry was over in the other room. They could have pulled Terry in there, have him answer a few questions.
He's not going anywhere.
Okay, I'm just throwing suggestions out there.
Well, from the sounds of it, it seems like Jack Quinn might have a shot in the top 6 next year.
Dude, man.
Who's playing on the left? Josh Doan.
They have 4 right wingers right now.
I know.
They have 4 right wingers.
It's just so funny because before the Doan trade and before obviously when we dropped Mrtka.
Yeah, before then we thought he was like there's the numbers game.
We were like
we
were also like, who's playing on the right side besides Alex Tuck? Jack Quinn's not doing anything. Now it's the complete opposite issue. It's the whack-a-mole thing again. Well, see, here's the thing. If the Bo Byram trade happens, hopefully it's a package for a left winger somewhere in the top 6. And that is being very, very wishful in thinking. But that press conference has really depleted my tank for any sort of good free agency.
The issue is he literally was asked about it, and he said if we were to make an addition, we're looking to get better defensively. We're not worried about our offense. We're looking to get better defensively. Like they're not looking to make like a big top 6 addition. They're looking to find better two-way players, a better defensive player. Like he stole my flow. Word for word, bar for bar. It's literally what I said earlier in this stream. It's literally what I said, that they're going to say the internal growth with Jack Quinn, Zach Benson, and Yuri Kulik, even though Jack Quinn was the only one mentioned, and they also didn't mention Norris, that they're going to be the ones to replace Peterka's production. He literally said they're not worried about offense. They want to get better defensively. They've been saying that for 3 or 4 freaking years since Eric Johnson's been here.
JT in the YouTube comments goes, come on, guys. There's a whole off season for Adams to not address this.
They also said that they just want us to talk more pizza and just not even.
The people want more pizza talk.
Someone also said
the YouTube comments are very hungry, apparently.
15 beers for 15
Somebody
years
said
in
that?
the playoffs. Yeah, I'll drink to that.
15 for, yep. 15 years, 15 beers for year 15. I think, how many we at? I mean, you've had 7 or 8, so I guess it's
probably
me or Jeep. What are we at, like 10?
Have you guys not been drinking?
No.
Come on.
We've been talking.
I'm still locked in though.
I'm dialed. Yeah,
I've been dialed.
We're having fun. We're having fun.
Yeah,
the
we're
live,
having great times.
Ryan Sanders, shout out him. He said on Twitter that the live chat has been carrying tonight, and I 100% agree. That our live chat's been awesome.
After pick maybe like 16, 17.
We were tuned out.
Oh.
Well, there was nothing to talk about. A few
No.
trade downs, but it was all pick related. Buffalo Sean says somebody put out the Yarmo signal, like the bat signal.
I have a
Christian
Yarmo Kevin Adams meme just set up for a solid trade.
But it has to be a good move.
I have one in the tank.
I know.
I'm ready
I've
to
seen
use
it.
Just
Wasted.
Can't yet.
Wasted potential. Ryan Sanders says JP was literally 40 seconds afterwards. Like after you said everything.
Oh,
I think that's what he's referring to.
I've like, oh my god. I mean, I don't know what I expected from that press conference.
Scary Crazy Man on YouTube says they're going to make moves to be better defensively, yet still be horrible defensively.
Yeah, probably. That press conference just gave me no faith in. Oh my god.
Buffalo Sean, the shark in Jaws just killed 2 people. That still seems less painful than that presser.
Oh my god. I just We're not worried about offense. We're looking to get better defense. We've been saying that for 3 years, and where have we gotten? We've gotten worse each year. And he said that the players they're looking at for the trade, it was Kesselring and Doan. Those are the two guys they were locked in on.
Yeah, it's really interesting. It was Doan the whole time. Like Kesselring, I get like there's positional need there.
Yeah, it's probably. I mean, underlyings are pretty good for Doan. It's probably what they saw.
There's like
probably
it's only 60 games though.
Yeah, but that's full season.
Wait, never mind. Hold on.
I just.
Ain't going to grab another one. The people want a Vine Boom. They want. Okay, we'll give them a Vine Boom. Yeah, I know.
Internal growth. Another year of
Yeah,
internal
it's
growth.
just like, oh man, internal. Like we called it. That's what he would say. And it's like, it still goes back to my point. Like if this season was just going to be like, if you were really going to punt this year and like give year 15, give it up for year 15. I still would have hated that at heart because it's a 15 straight year and the league would have dumped on you and yada, yada, yada. But if you were setting up Jarmo Kekalainen for his tenure as GM, fine. But like this feels like you're trying to do both at once. You want to see what Josh Norris has. You want to see if Jack Quinn can rebound. You want to see what Michael Kesselring is. You want to see who takes the goalie crease. Is Devin Levi ready? Is Luukkonen really is he a good starter in this league, or was it a 1 year, just a 1 year blip? But at the same time, you want to compete for the playoffs. Like you want to make the playoffs instead of just going all in. And I'm not saying I would want Adams to go fully all in for like a 7 or 8 seed playoff push, but we are on night 1 of the draft, heading into day 2, and we are 4 days from free agency, and I still haven't. It's amazing that I don't have any clue what direction they're headed in. Every year you've had a direction. Like you knew what they were trying to do. You knew what they wanted to be.
He just said they're trying to get better defensively. That's what they said. That's what Kevin clearly said. He's trying to get better defensively. It's been a conversation for 3 years.
It really has been.
Since Eric Johnson had his first press conference, or his player introduction press conference, talked about that we need to play better defense.
Man.
Yeah,
Did you finish that?
It's frustrating.
I was going to say. I'm being so mean to you tonight. I'm sorry, man.
No, it's all good.
It's more so because
there's a lot of negative energy.
It's more so because the
right
stream has jumped on it, and I just find that hilarious.
The
people want to see an unhinged Christian.
Not at this point in time. If you wanted, I think the most angry I've ever been watching any sort of Sabres game was the Hudson Fashing incident.
That was the most belligerent you ever got?
Yes.
Interesting.
By a long shot.
I'm trying to think what I was.
Oh my God.
All your years of watching, that was the moment?
Yes. Yep.
Not the Colorado collapse that you two witnessed in person?
Nope.
Interesting.
Me and him were just sitting there in shock.
Yeah, we were cynical.
Yeah. It was because that game meant so much, and for it to be like taken away that way.
That's true. That's true. Mine might have been the Montreal blowout this past year.
Yeah. I was in Florida for that. I didn't even watch the game.
With the trees. Yeah. With the palm trees. But we were talking throughout that. You guys heard me shouting a little bit.
I mean, but honestly, what were we really expecting out of that press conference?
I'm looking for a direction. That's what, I don't have an answer for what they want to do. I feel like that's not too much to ask for.
No.
It's defense.
It seems like it's defense.
It's the same old defense. Internal growth, harder to play against players that want to be here. It's the new effective, economic, efficient bullshit. It's players that want to be here, harder to play against,
Efficient,
if internal growth.
effective, and the economic is players who want to be here.
There you go.
Yeah.
Incredible. I defended him for so long.
We
I
all
feel
loved,
like
we
were,
all loved
I feel
Kevin
like
Adams
we were,
up until like 2023.
I feel like we were on the firm defending side for so long. I remember when Granato got fired and everybody was like, yep, Adams is next. And I'm just like, I'm just not there yet with him, like even close. And this past year and a half probably could not have gone worse.
Look, I was the last defender of him on this pod.
JP, Jerry
and
Pagula.
I've turned completely on him in this past year. Jerry Pagula is gone.
The boy in our YouTube comment section says, all right, now I'm stirred up. That fashion goal was a blatant kick. It was. It was very blatant. Oh, Jesse's in our YouTube. Jesse says, somebody give JP a hug.
It's got me seething, this press conference. Because now I'm literally, Joanne, right now, because he talked about defense and we're looking to make defensive additions. I'm literally looking at Nikolai Ehlers' J Fresh card.
I can show these on screen. I can show these comments on screen. I'm so mad at myself.
I'm literally looking at Ehlers' J Fresh card to see if he's good at defense, and he's below league average.
Someone give JP a hug. That's funny.
Hey, Marner gets Selke votes. He's good at defense. How about that? Keep that dream alive. Pedersen has gotten Selke votes in the past.
I don't know. Might just be the Canadian media.
Well, we'll see if something happens tomorrow. Day 2 of the draft.
Yep.
That's when we got the Beckman.
Should we stream rounds 2 through 7? Keep the party going.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah. No. Hopefully, maybe the Byram trade will
If
happen tomorrow.
If the Byram trade happens, we will hop on for another live episode.
Yeah. Not this long.
No, definitely not 3.5 hours.
I feel bad for the people who are listening this back as just a regular episode. Like
it's like what did they talk about? Nothing happened.
Why are they talking about pizza right now?
All right. Is there any closing thoughts here?
It's status quo. That's what it. That's
Okay.
That's what
I'm just wondering.
No, I'm just saying that's my closing thought. Like it looks like it's going to be status quo again. We're going to make some more middling moves, and nothing's going to move us.
I guess my closing thoughts are the boy on YouTube put it best. The sad thing is about all of this is that I'm still going to be in the arena with a chicken tender basket in my
It's
lap.
true.
I'm going to be there.
This week, I think this week has probably been mentally like the most draining in a long time. Just it feels like they've done nothing right, even if they have. As weird as that, you're reading another funny one.
I'm just reading through all the comments. Someone initials DL. He said, "Christian, you need to finish that 30 rack." I might have to. Take Marner to see the falls. Hey,
That's a good one.
I'm sure he's seen the falls.
Has he though?
I
Has
saw
he
the-
from the American side.
I saw the falls today from the American side.
Really?
Yeah, I
Good.
walked there.
Don't you have a job?
I do. I took on my break. I'm right there. Just walked right there. It was nice. I very sweaty.
I heard you. You
Very
want to tell
sweaty.
the story?
Right.
Come on, you got to tell it.
okay,
You got to tell the story. Come on.
On my lunch, I decided, I'm just gonna, go on a walk, clear my head. And of course, it's like, 80 degrees out, and I'm like, I wore this cotton shirt, and it's like a towel. It's like a bath towel. It just soaks up everything. So I'm drenched when I'm walking back, and it's great. I got to go back to work for another 4 hours, like this. Figure out how to dry it off.
Didn't you put it? How did you dry it off?
My car AC. It got the job done. Full blast AC all the way.
Do you think anybody, like when you walked back in, they were like,
I made sure.
what was that?
Oh, okay, that. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. Maybe. But I got the exercise in.
What color was the shirt?
It was like a brownish yellow, kind of. Doesn't show.
Okay. Somebody on YouTube goes, bro went on a walk to mentally prep for the Adams presser.
I did. I did.
He knew it was coming
I was
tonight.
like, I literally went on. I was just like trying to be like, okay, there's gonna be good vibes tonight. I don't think any of that happened.
Funny stuff. All right. Should we call it there? We just passed the 3 hour and 30-minute mark.
This is crazy.
We got more. People got more to say.
We got something else. Chezo on Twitter says, how many dominators would it take to make the playoffs for Christian? I haven't had a dominator before. I don't know.
Well, you were before we started recording, you were talking to your girlfriend about the challenge that you created.
Yeah, the 3-3 and 3.
But what's it based on?
So it's based off the 999 challenge at like a baseball game.
And what's that?
The 999 challenge is 9 hot dogs, 9 beers, in 9 innings. So I came up with this idea like this was before last season.
You were a visionary.
Just never wanted to do it. It was too much. It was 3 dominators, 3 tall boys in 3 periods. And
this is what I said earlier. I said 2 bites into your second dominator, you would feel some pain in your left hand and just go.
It'd be over.
Straight to the floor.
It'd be it. Yeah. The seat I was sitting on would probably crash through the floor because it's from 1997.
Well, I was going to say that's not the first chair that we've seen crash and burn at KeyBank Center.
Well, and the problem with that challenge too is if you go to a baseball game, you can get some cheap hot dogs, some cheap beers. You go to the Sabres game, you're buying 3 tall boys, 3 dominators. You're spending $200 to $300, legitimately. Not even counting tickets, not counting parking. That's a financial investment you're making for that night. So you better complete it if you actually do start it.
I don't know, man. It's a lot. That is a lot. We'll see.
I don't know. The boy wants us to do some live game reactions. Those might get bad.
Yeah. We'd have to pick.
I feel like we'd have to, though.
We will. We'd have to pick like some select games to do. Maybe like a Leafs game.
I don't know. It'd be funny if we just like crashed out on a random like Sabres Flames game on a Tuesday night.
It's like 1 a.m. because the game started at 10.
Like, God damn it. Oh, man. He says the same guy that said we should do some games. He says that the milkshakes in the club level are cracked. I've never had a milkshake.
No,
and we used to have.
Me neither.
We used to share a season ticket package in the club level.
Would you be surprised to say I've never had a milkshake in the club level?
I thought you were just going to say ever. Say, I've never had a milkshake, by the way.
All right. Buffalo Sports Talk said, can we start a GoFundMe for Christian's 3-3-3 challenge? I'm not doing 3 dominators. I can't. I will never financially recover from 3 dominators.
I don't think it's financial. Well, I mean, maybe with the hospital bills, it might be financially
exactly.
recovered. If you're passed out, like if the 3 of us went to the game together to like watch you do the challenge, and like you're in like cardiac arrest.
What are you gonna do?
Well, I'm saying, do you want us to put you in the ambulance, or do you want to like gut it out?
Honestly, if it was a bad game, I'd probably have you guys put like a do not resuscitate on me. That'll be it. Lasting memory at KeyBank Center.
It's like, would it even be worth? I'm not telling you to share this information, whether or not you're an organ donor, but would it even be worth to donate those organs at that point?
like, man, these organs are just
They're no good.
caked
They're no
with
good.
plaque.
They're no good.
There is no good. We're throwing all this out. Someone asked JP, could you do 3 chicken finger baskets?
Oh, that's light work. Come on.
Is it the 3 or the 5?
I feel like 15 fingers isn't like an absurd number.
Look, those chicken tendies
How about-
do slap at Key Bank, but okay. The thing is, you two aren't factoring in. I don't eat that much, so like I don't know if I could do that.
You could do it.
I don't know if I
15.
could.
Oh, you ate
15
a lot tonight.
I didn't have
You are the
15
pizza
tenders.
deleter.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that, but that does sound really good. I'm missing some Key Bank chicken tendies right now. That's a challenge
DL
I would take on, though. I could take on that.
DL in the chat goes, low bro ain't got dominator money. Milkshakes it is then, chap. Oh. That's funny.
It's been fun with the chat. We didn't really get to experience it for the Mrtka trade because that was like our first live stream. But now that we're figuring out this is pretty.
I
fun.
think that they were a big hit. I have to say.
Yeah, they're doing pretty good. They're fun. Got to get us on TikTok too now.
Yeah.
Get the TikTok.
I don't know. I feel like that audience isn't ready for the. It's generally a pretty younger audience. I don't think they're ready for this content.
Yeah, we're good with YouTube and Twitter.
I don't know how to close this thing down.
It's been real.
It's 12:07.
Jesus. I think the only way to close this down is just like, what do we think happens next? Just
I don't.
You got to just. I know we're at a point where we don't know what the direction is. What
I
want to
say
happens?
Adam's answer tonight gave me more confidence he will deal Byram. But there's still like it's like when we were talking earlier, you asked what are the percent, or you didn't ask, but I gave you like a percentage. Like today, if you asked me today when I woke up, I would have said it was like a 95% chance Byram was gone. And then by midday, it felt like it was 50-50. I feel like we're back at like 75-25.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's a little high.
Okay.
But I don't know what he gets traded. I really don't know what he gets traded for. I don't know what their free agency plans are.
I guess
It's so vague,
we'll
man.
Just have
It's
to wait
so
and see.
vague.
We'll just have to wait and see.
I mean, it's.
We only got a few days.
It happens in a few days. July 5th. July 5th.
Next week.
Friday. Or
Saturday.
I don't even know. I feel like maybe it might be July 4th. Because I feel like it's like the work week. They go to their
Yeah.
cabins on a Saturday.
Yeah.
So Independence Day, we'll know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And maybe we'll get the rare Ryan McLeod trade middle of the offseason.
Yeah.
Who knows? But right now, I'd be lying if I said my confidence wasn't at an all-time low. It is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll check in tomorrow. A lot can change quick.
Correct. Yeah.
I said today, I tweeted out if he trades Byram for Kyrou, it really changes the whole conversation. Like,
100%.
for example.
100%.
I'm saying if he swings a big trade like that. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Is the chat got anything else?
No, I don't
Anything
think,
else?
not
I think
much.
we're done. I think our social battery has run out.
I think we're all good, yeah. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Yes, you guys are incredible. This night was, oh my God, so much fun
It was fun.
because of the chat.
It made 3.5 hours fly by.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of talk about pizza and wings. Hopefully Radim Mrtka is what we all hope he is.
Brandon
eventually.
Lukomsky says, "Have another beer for yourself. You deserve one."
I'm finishing this one, and then we'll.
But then you'll have another one.
Yeah, maybe.
It was a
yeah.
late night snack.
Yeah.
Okay. Folks, 3 hours, 39 minutes. Yeah, should we? I just saw this comment from Buffalo Sean. Should we go live again after free agency ends?
Why not?
Let's say, how about this? If we go live if Byram gets traded, and then free agency will be a normal episode.
Mm-hmm.
If Byram's not traded, we'll go live free agency night.
Okay.
I think that sounds like a plan.
Sounds good.
All right, everybody. Chat, you guys were awesome. For anybody that wasn't in the live chat and just tuning in, if there's anybody that listened for more than 20 minutes is enough.
Mm-hmm.
But if anybody listened for 3 hours, you are insane. I think you have issues, but I'm also very thankful.
We also have issues. Don't worry.
We do. But thank you. This was a blast, and I can't wait to do like more of these and honestly see the audience grow. So,
make sure. Hey, if we go live on YouTube, we go live on Twitter. Make sure you have the notifications.
That's
on.
right. Yeah, notifications on for when we go live. You definitely don't want. I hope you've learned that you don't want to miss these.
Yeah. Tune in to watch me drink 6 more beers.
What's Was it 6?
Well, this is more than 6.
I'm just asking. We'll try to beat it next year.
Oh, next year? Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah?
We'll do it.
Yeah,
We'll do it.
So what are you at? 7?
I think it was like 7 or 8.
Well,
I lost track.
Okay.
I think I had one before you guys even got here.
7 or 8. All righty. Well, we'll try to beat that next year. All right, folks. Thank you guys again. If you're listening to this on YouTube and haven't followed our socials, follow us on Twitter at The Sabre Report, on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, wherever. Be sure this might be your first introduction to the three of us. We're not this funny all the time,
No.
but we do put out a lot of good content. We work hard.
Well, Jonah works hard. Me and JP just kind of chill.
Yeah, let's try and get an even amount of mics next time.
I gotta find the other thing.
Yeah,
we'll have it. We'll
Okay.
have it.
Okay.
Well, the next few might not be in person, so
yeah, exactly.
We'll go back to normal.
Yeah, we'll be good. In person was great.
Yeah, it was
worked out
awesome.
phenomenal.
It's-
We're definitely.
It's always great to go
Yeah.
in person.
And now
every
we have a
and then.
method for doing it, which we
Yep.
did not have previously. So, or at least to get us on camera at the same time. So it was a great experience. So, thank you guys once again. We'll speak to you soon. And until next, actually, I didn't finish what I was saying. If this is your first introduction to us, three of us, go listen to the Sabre Report podcast, all our latest episodes. We record weekly, and we will now be introducing live streams. So this was a blast. Thank you guys again. You were awesome. Everybody go get some sleep. Radim Mrtka is a Buffalo Sabre. We'll see who else they draft tomorrow, and we'll see how the dust settles going into next week, going into next Tuesday, which is free agency. So we'll see you guys next time. Take care. Have a good night. And as always, go Sabres.
Go Sabres.
Go Sabres.